Oh yeah. What's up, legends? We're live. And we are active. With Big Shot Rob. Wish I had some cool music like you, Big Shot. Turn this off. Whoops. Make sure everything's rocking and rolling. Making sure I'm rocking and rolling. You are quiet on my end. That's not good. What is going on here? Hey, can you say something for me, Big Shot? Oh, can you say something to me? I'm trying to get a sound. Yeah, it's weird. You're like really quiet on my stream. No, I can hear you fine on my headset, but my stream's not really picking you up. I don't know what's going on. Hey, Rob, can you say something again? If you're still there. Hey, Rob, can you say something again? If you're still there.
What's up? Testing, testing. Welcome in.
Hey, Rob, can you say something again? If you're still there.
What's up? Testing, testing. Welcome in. What's up? Testing.
Hey, Rob, can you say something again?
In. What's up? Testing, testing. Welcome in.
If you're still there.
What's up? Testing, testing. Welcome in. What's up? Testing.
Hey, Rob, can you say something again?
All right. You good?
I think so. I got a little bit of a delay. Say something one more time, Rob.
Testing, testing. Welcome something one more time, Rob.
Hey, Rob, can you say something again?
All right. You good? Usually the stream for me has like a
I think so. I got a little bit of a delay. Say something one more time, Rob.
Testing, testing. Welcome something one more time, Rob.
Nice, we got it.
Rob, can you say something again? All right. Yeah. Right. Nice. It's about 15-second delay.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It's catching up, but I think it's picking up now. I'm gonna check my phone really quick. Just want to be 100%. 1 second. Last thing I want to do is do a fun stream with you, and then it doesn't pick up anything.
No, we're good.
Let's see here.
Hey, everybody in the chat, welcome in. Say hi.
Last thing I want to do is do a fun stream with you, and then it doesn't pick up anything.
No, we're good. So whatever I'm watching, I turned down the volume on. I don't know. You have it off or not?
Yeah, I'm good now. Just want to make sure we're solid there.
Whenever you are ready, sir.
All right, let's rock and roll. So, kind of going back and forth. Welcome to the channel. What's up, everyone? Today's stream, as you can see, is a little bit different. Got Big Shot Rob here. I'm James the Gaming Guy, and we're going to be breaking down our real experiences. Uploading on YouTube, editing, thumbnails, some SEO stuff, metadata, shorts versus videos versus live streams. No guru talk, just what we've learned. Since we've kind of started going out on this YouTube adventure. We're not claiming to be experts by any means, but if you are new, if you're way more advanced, we're here to kind of have a conversation. We got a list of questions we're going to be going through. We're going to be, kind of touching up on some topics. If we do have questions in the stream, Rob, I'm watching mine. Rob, if you see something in yours, we can bring it up. Or if it's something we're going to touch on, we will definitely take a lot of questions at the end. We're going to kind of show you some behind the scenes stuff and kind of go from there. So, Rob, you want to take it away?
Good. Yeah, for sure. As James mentioned, this is our experience and perspectives. Like I said, we've been talking behind the scenes, just sharing our knowledge back and forth with each other, and just wanted to just so. Yeah, if there's anything that comes up, throw them in the chat, and we'll just get going that way.
Go ahead, Rob.
yeah. I don't know,
one of the things one of the things we wanted to start with was, I guess, Rob, can you share a little bit? I mean, what made you start making YouTube, content? Can you give a little bit of your background?
Yeah, so honestly, I, was playing, and just a bunch of guys that I was playing with just kind of mentioned, hey, you should kind of do it. And I didn't want to just make YouTube shorts or videos just because I was gaming. I wanted to see how I could kind of take elements of gaming, using gaming video content as a medium and using it as a learning tool, right? Learning how to actually make videos, how to upload to YouTube, how to look at the thumbnails, how to start understanding the metadata stuff, and just learning as I go, and grinding along the way. But wanted to take that medium of video gaming and just kind of learning how can I apply it maybe into my work or a side hobby project or anything like that. A lot of people have tons of videos. Everyone's taking videos, more and more now. And so I was like, well, if I can, put together kind of a highlight reel, maybe of someone else doing something that they love, whether it's, hunting, cooking, any of their passions, or some of my, people that you might know locally, if anybody needed maybe to hire someone real quick to do a wedding video or something, right? Just opening those doors, especially in the 2025 and 2026 now, how to have those quote unquote side hustles, right? So learning a tool of editing was that tool, and hopefully that can open other doors and opportunities for me.
That's awesome, Rob. I mean, this is what's pretty cool about this, right? I mean, it's not just, YouTube editing's fun. I mean, at least I think it's fun to be able to kind of create something that, everyone can thoroughly enjoy, but also you can apply it to real life scenarios. My sister just got married, and I'm kind of editing a little video for her based off the tools I've learned from doing this type of deal, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, and back to you, James, why did you get started? I mean, I think we got started pretty close around the same time. I think for me, it was really around May of 2025. But how about yourself? Why did you want to get started in creating the channel and doing what you're doing?
Yeah. And this is, I think, where we linked up a little bit. So I do a lot of editing and marketing for my real life job. And I wanted to be able to edit videos and kind of learn that craft to be able to help, obviously everyone wants to make more money, right? But I was trying to make things that looked good because I wanted to be appealing for me, but learn that tool, but whereas an open space you can make mistakes, right? Where you can learn what works, what doesn't work. You know, this was a good opportunity for it. And it's funny, I really started attacking this probably last July because I had a crazy end game. Sorry, you're gonna have to forgive me for this. I was on the Verdansk Call of Duty train. You know, this was 5 months ago where I had a crazy ending, and I wanted to be able to figure out how to edit this and put it together because I was like, oh, this is so cool. Like, how do I melt this together? How do I get this to look good? Because I never had a game like this before, and that's really what kind of started to take off a little bit as far as like the editing goes. And you start, you know, as you start practicing, you start getting better and better, right? You know, you're kind of doing it more for fun, and then you kind of change goals on your outlooks as far as, okay, this looked good, you know, people comment, you know, people like this video, and then you're like, oh, okay, people like that or don't like that, and then you kind of start growing from there and kind of keep it going, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. And I guess along those same lines, I'll throw it to you and then you can throw it back or whatever. But
Yeah.
like early on, like what are some of the early or biggest mistakes that you kind of made or came across?
If there's something I could probably go back and do a little bit differently, it's, man, this is a tough one because I feel like I've made a lot of mistakes. Um, Man, if there's something I could go back and kind of redo, it'd probably be just um, maybe doing things a little bit more private first or editing on my own first, you know, just to kind of um, preview things a little bit differently. But at the same time, I'm kind of thankful for those mistakes because it's helped grow the channel a little bit. But also, you kind of not necessarily, you know, when you first start, you're kind of like everyone's looking for a niche, right? At least I feel that way. They're looking for something specific because that's what usually gets people to come to your channel. But when I wanted to, I think it's important to find what you want to do or what's your goal out of the channel, right? And I didn't really have a goal when I first started. It was just like, hey, I'm doing this to get better at video editing. But then as growing it, it's like find out what exactly you want to do with your channel. Like which route do you want to take? Do you want to be a shorts creator? Do you want to be a video creator? Or do you want to be a live streamer, right? Because there's so many different niches and there's certain things that do well, there's certain things that don't. And I think the biggest thing, you know, mistake I've made is just, you know, not sticking to it as much as I did at the beginning. Because, like, a little bit of backstory, like, July, August last year is when I started pursuing this and, like, really attacking it. But I kind of gave up on it about 3 years ago because I couldn't figure out audio issues. I couldn't figure out chat issues. I couldn't figure out how to stream properly. It was just a nightmare, and I just stopped because I was over it. It was a lot of work, I guess you could say. So that was kind of like the biggest mistakes was just not trying to stay after it, you know, like just not
Yeah.
staying hungry with it. What about you,
Yeah.
Rob?
No, I mean, I can definitely see that. And like some people that reach out to me on the side or whatever, those are the kind of things I kind of ask them. And even like today I followed up with someone else and just kind of make sure, like, hey, are you enjoying the process, right? Because, like, when they talk about, hey, stick to the grind or all that kind of stuff. And I mean, it kind of is a grind because it's, if you're doing repetitive things over and over and over, right, almost on a daily basis. But the process is why you're there, to to what you want to do or whatever goals you might have set up. But part of that process is not just about the grind, but then how to become a more efficient with your process. And when you're streaming, uploading content, etc., is looking at your individual process and what you're doing and upgrading it. I think definitely, for me early on, I mean, I just posted something, as you mentioned. I was like, I just posted something just to, it's like, okay, can I post something on YouTube? Cool, checklist. That item was done, right? Then posted a couple more things. Okay, how can I make it look a little better? And I was just taking just iterative approach and just trying to fine tune each of those steps. And to get where I'm at right now. But like even where I'm at right now, I'm still not even satisfied with there. And I think that's what you have to be. Is you can't be stagnant or satisfied or where you're at, you've got to constantly like find ways of improvements. And for me lately, I made a goal of like making a framework, if you will, for like say the shorts. And I was like, okay, well now I'm gonna lock down that framework and then let me work on a couple of other things. So then that way I can kind of fine tune different areas, because when you're changing constantly all these different variables, like how do you know what's actually working, what's actually not working? Um, and depending on your goal, like what's resonating with your audience, what's not, what's being, clicked on for views, what's not, things of that nature. There's just so many variables that come into the space. So, um, for me early on, I think my biggest mistake was maybe not getting started earlier, honestly. Like I think I was just so afraid of, like what if I make a mistake, thinking I had to, hit a home run right out of the gate. I mean, honestly, like the more I think about it, I think that's probably my biggest mistake, was just not getting started early on it, just because I was afraid of, video editing or something I just didn't know about. But at the end of the day, you just gotta just start. And then once you have a starting point, you've already gotten like a big hurdle out of the way. Now you can focus on other different aspects. You just got to get that fear off your back.
Yeah, it's funny that you said that, because when I first started, I mean, I remember like in college, I used to. Sorry guys, I'm a little older, but Modern Warfare 2 was like the grind, right? That was one of the biggest FPS games at the time. We're grinding all the time. I'm sitting there going, man, I think I could go pro with this. I'm dropping nukes, like I'm nice, and you're like, oh yeah, I could be good. And then YouTube started blowing up, 2010s, 2015, started getting bigger, and then you see some of these guys and the stuff they're doing. I realized, man, I'm not that good, like as far as what you're doing.
Yeah.
There's that fear involved, right? Because gosh, I mean,
100%.
I remember my first negative comment. Someone made a comment about my teeth, actually, which was kind of funny. Like they were just like, oh, look at this big ass chipmunk. That was the funniest thing I heard. And I was just like, dang. All right, well, but I was kind of, it's funny. That was the fear, right? Because you see a lot of negative comments on social media, all these different platforms. And that was my first like real comment from someone random. And I was like, I was mad, but then I was like, oh, cool. Like I got a comment. Yeah. Nice. Like I
See,
was so happy for that. But it's a fear, right? You're kind of sitting there like, dude, I don't know if my stuff's going to suck. And, like sometimes I make a good play and sometimes I do the stupidest thing on earth in any type of game, right?
yeah, no, for sure. I don't know. A part of me, I was thinking actually about it today, because I was like, I knew we were gonna, kind of be on this stream and this podcast format, right? And I was
Yeah.
thinking about it, and I was like, okay, would I have wanted, say, my first video, quote unquote, to have gone, viral, right? With a quote unquote, like what if my first video would have gotten 100,000 or a million? Then I would have been like chasing whatever that, kind of high is, and
Yeah.
like not, and then I would have been just like doing, the same thing, like say over and over, and I would have just been like kind of just satisfied at that spot, versus like the first ones were struggling and trying to figure it out, and then now just learning about all the different aspects of YouTube that's in there, like things that can get you views, things of that nature. But then, like to your point in our conversation earlier this week, it's like like focusing on outside of views now. So how do you focus on engagement and things of that nature? And there's just so many aspects. And yeah, I think like a little bit of that struggle has been kind of a blessing, versus just being just caught up in a niche thing and just leaving it at that. That might have been even worse for me.
So it's funny you brought that up. I mean, I know we talked earlier this week, but do you remember the first video you were like, holy cow, this took off? Like this was like in your head, you're like, man, I just hit a home run. Do you remember what video that was? I'll pull it up on my screen.
Well, like I mean the one that I would say, like like I mean, because my first one, kind of did okay, but the one that I would say like quote unquote took off was one about like a camping shotgun one or whatever. I think it was on Call of Duty. I think it's still sitting at like 19 or almost 20,000 views. Like that one, like, I was like, oh, I've been chasing that one, right? Like how do I, that's on a, it's a short,
Oh, it's a short. Okay.
yeah, it's a short, like that one, kind of took off. But I mean, my first ones were, like videos, because I didn't know, at that time I didn't know the format difference in uploading, right? So my first videos were just
Same.
initial gameplay, and I was just like, oh, okay, let me post this and see what happens. And a lot of them didn't get very many views. And even like some of my favorite videos, like the one I'm even showing right now, which was the montages, right? Like, I mean, like took so much work, etc. Even like many months later, these hardly have a lot of views when you kind of compare them to shorts. But it was a lot of work, but it's a different kind of audience. But those montages that I made, I mean, I learned a ton from them, because there's just a lot of editing and clipping together that just had to make sense, and learning kind of like a flow, or kind of putting like a visual gaming story together. So there was just a lot of learnings, right? But my first short, yeah, that one there, guy jumping out of the helicopter and I'm chasing him midair and shooting him out. That one, I was like, when I got that one, I was like, oh wow, I can get this many views from doing shorts. And then boom, after that, just started posting shorts, man.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, then when I got that one for the shotgun one, hitting like 19,000 views. I mean, I was texting my buddy, I was like, dude, this video is going crazy. I don't even know why. Like, I have no idea. And that's probably the hardest part, right? Like not knowing why something does so well,
Yeah.
And then so then I've been trying to recreate that. And then my first Battlefield shorts that I posted, I think it's at 51,000 views now. And there was a lot of learnings why that one took off, and going back and reflecting why that one took off. I'm hoping I can replicate that one, what I've learned from that one, when season 2 starts. But we'll see. You just never know. But I've been staying consistent in how to upload, like the titling, the metadata, and everything like that. So it's kind of interesting.
Isn't it funny how like you get something right? I mean, I remember like one of the first videos that like really took off. Like, you'll work so hard on a video, right? You'll do so much editing on it and like clipping, and you're like, oh man, this is gonna be great, right? And this was the funny thing. Like, I mean, this was like the first time I'd ever made, like, I just did something random. I'm just fooling around, and it was just like a pool inspection, right? Because truth reveal, that's what I do in my regular job, is pool remodeling. And I was just messing around with my buddy, inspecting a pool. And I was like, holy cow, like this took off. Like this is what the people want. It was like I never had this many likes, this many comments. So I'm thinking, oh man, I've struck gold, right? And then I was like, oh, I'll make another one. I'll do another pool inspection from a different game, right? And then I did that, and it gets 2 likes, and I think it maybe had 10 views. Like,
Oh
say,
wow.
yeah. So it's interesting, right? The algorithm, right? You're diving into it. You're trying to figure out, okay, like, hey, is this what the people want, right? And then you kind of make another edit, and then it doesn't do as well. Like, and then I was like, oh, I tried again, right? I was like, oh, maybe it's because I tried to do Modern Warfare 2. I went back old school. I'll do Battlefield, So I went back here, and that wasn't it either. 1 like, 1 comment. So
Oh, I got you.
it's funny the way it works, right? Because you're when you're first starting out, you're like, hey, what algorithm works? What really gets things going, right?
Yeah. No, yeah, 100%. And I think that's where I think like timing as well, right?
Yeah,
And that's why you see a lot of gaming content people like jump on like the news, right? Like whatever's posted out, like as soon as that's out there, they post something like almost like immediately, right?
yeah,
No matter, sometimes they'll post like twice a day, but they'll post something that's like a few minutes long just to get that going, and then they'll do like a longer version later on.
yeah,
So like timing, definitely really matters. And I think, like, for instance, like, that L110 short, right?
Yeah.
Um, that I have. I think that's why that one took off, because, I was able to post that build out, and it's kind of like one of the first ones that were out there. I know other people had some out there, but when you don't have that many others that are SEO driven and posting that gun build and sharing that out, especially that thermal scope, and it took a while to unlock for most people,
Yeah.
but like sharing that, like, I think that one is why that one kind of took off. So um I think the timing definitely does matter, and along with everything else. And then definitely the shorts, even videos, like your thumbnails, and getting people just to actually click and get your video started matters too. So getting those things right.
And that's something like I know it's our first time doing this a little bit. I know we might dive into this a little bit more detailed on a different stream. Like when you are making like a video like this, right? I mean, YouTube. Everyone knows YouTube's kind of more for like information. A lot of times, that seems to be what does the best. Like I know me personally, hey, how do I fix something on my truck? Right? You're gonna go to YouTube and someone posted something, right?
Yeah,
So
how to videos for
yeah,
sure.
exactly. Like I mean, this one, you kind of see it, right? Like someone goes like, oh, best L110 build, and this probably came up, as far as like, hey, what can I really murder people with? And this is a good editing here, that shows, hey, this is what you can really do with the thermal scope on it, right?
Yeah, 100%. And like when I was cutting up those clips, I just wanted to focus on just how well that thermal scope is, and how well you can kind of hold it to almost give it a zero recoil, visual recoil. And so yeah, I mean, at that time I thought that gun was kind of broken, because I was just kind of mowing people down. But
Yeah,
um yeah, and then then even like when it comes down to even before I posted it, right, like that thumbnail there, it's like, hey, like having that thermal scope really captures people's attention, right? I could have shown just a gun build or just a gun on the front, but making use of that thermal scope and Battlefield at that time, not a lot of people had it unlocked. So
and this is something where I appreciate you, Rob. You kind of been mentoring me a little bit because, kind of going back to my page really quick. It's made me want to make my thumbnails better because obviously on your phone you don't see as much. Like on desktop like this, you're going to see more, but you want it to be. I mean, now I'm kind of sitting here looking at this, man, maybe I should edit that a little bit more in the future. But this is where you learn, right? Because right now I'm noticing like I kind of tried to make better thumbnails as far as what you could see, right? But it kind of, you want something, in my opinion, you can give your 2 cents as well, Rob. Like you want something that's going to capture the audience that makes them not want to scroll away, right? Like, you've probably seen a lot of streamers do this, content creators. Hey, wait, watch till the end, right? They put something like that, and you're like, oh, maybe I do want to watch till the end. But, I like how you started doing things, where, I did one like this where it's like nothing really going on, and then, helicopter crashes into me, kind of like an epic fail, right? And yours as well. Like this is what really makes me turn, look at something like this, broken L110. I don't even have to watch the video and I kind of know what it's about, right? Like,
yeah, yeah, and then you're watching then the gameplay, and then like you're seeing like the build out right at the end, so you can like try it. And it was actually really cool, see it like in the comments. And I'm sure you do the same thing, because you respond to all of mine. But like I try to respond to like every single person, right, that
yeah,
comments on things. But like people were talking about, like, hey, like I tried this build and like it was really awesome, it worked like you said, right? And then like other people were like, hey, like, like I did modifications to that build, or hey, I've never seen the thermal scope before, like. And I just told them like, hey, it's at this level to unlock, or etc., whatever. But I think that's just kind of the format that I just kind of did with a couple of those gaming builds of the gun. So
and that's something I just want to touch on too, and that's something I had to learn as well. Like I think we were joking around about it before the stream. I'm a little bit probably more introverted, even though I do a lot of extroverted stuff. You're probably a little bit more extroverted than me. Can you touch a little bit more on the importance of responding to comments, like positive and negative? What's the best way to handle it? Kind of, because you are putting yourself out there, kind of being yourself, but also I believe there's a sort of professionalism that you kind of have to have as well when you are responding to people, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I definitely know like a couple of people that might be on, but um, yeah, like I respond to everyone almost in the same kind of manner. Even the negative ones,
Yeah,
they kind of get a almost like a positive kind of clap back is for me. But like that's just one, my personality is just kind
yeah,
of that way. Like if you're gonna, but I'm not coming at them with like, oh, I gotta top you with like an overly super negative, like go really in a wrong way about it. It's more of a, like somebody posted something, like blah blah blah. This video sucks or something like that, and then I'm like, hey man, well hey, I appreciate your comments, blah blah blah. I'm loving the video and work and stuff that you're doing on your channel, and then they don't have anything on their channel, right? So it's right. That's more about like that's just my personality and how it comes across, but like from a positive perspective, at the end of the day, I just try to be as humble as I can, but I'm not gonna, just take, your stuff too without, either, responding back, and then
yeah,
some people will respond things. I think I can't remember the one guy, he responded with something on my thing. And I'm like, hey, you're probably right. I haven't even tried that, like that build or that attachment, etc. Like this is where I'm at, like when I posted this video, but I'll check it out. And then I replied back to him, and we kind of just went back and forth for a while. And then he was just like, he's like, oh, okay, cool, man. Like you didn't just come back at me in a whatever negative way. And then he ended up subbing anyway. So I just try to just be as humble and cordial as I can, but like I said, I'm not gonna just take it all either. So, but
yeah,
I think the importance of replying to people, right? Anyone that's willing to take the time to comment back, I just feel like I should respond back to them, and then whatever energy you're giving me, I'm just honestly going to give you that same kind of energy back, but I'm
yeah,
still going to try to be as polite as possible in that realm. But I mean, that engagement in comments is
yeah,
critical for your channel as well, because because if someone, like, it's not just critical as in say the algorithm and stuff, which it is, but also like if someone is taking the time to comment on your stuff, most of the time, like people are looking for a reply, right?
yeah,
Like, you know what I mean? Like someone's not just gonna comment and like not expect a reply. Like some might say that they don't, but like at the end of the day, like most, we're all human. Like we're looking for like, hey, a little bit of acknowledgement. Hey, that's cool. You saw my stuff, like even when I reply to some other folks that even was it who I think is who's immortal or something like that, the COD guy, like he has like 1 million subscribers, right? And like I responded to him on a video that he did, and it was like almost within 15 minutes he replied back to me. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And I was like, holy, oh great, oh man, like then we had like then I had a conversation, and then what that in turn did was like his reply actually had me scanning some other folks in the chat comment and like commenting on their stuff and replying, right? So like his one action of you know replying to me, probably drove 5 more comments on that same video somewhere else, like
yeah,
on other people's things. So I think that's a huge important thing that we all should try to remember. I know some other creators, like they either don't have the time or just don't want to put it out there, but I think as YouTube changes over time, people are going to be wanting that kind of interaction to people, right? So
no, absolutely. Like I'm looking at these comments right now, right? So like let's just use an example. So you posted this great video, got a ton of views. The TTK is not so optimal in long distances. I'm still struggling between this and that, right?
yep.
But you kind of turn it around. Me too. I got this too, and it's amazing how like the algorithm will feed it, right?
Yeah.
You respond, people see that you responded. So if you're a young content creator getting started YouTube, it's you gotta. I mean, conclusion, right? You gotta respond with something, right? Don't just like it and heart it. Respond with something like "Thanks for watching." Appreciate the feedback. I remember with that chipmunk comment, right? That we were talking about. I mean, I said, man, my Invisalign can't work fast enough, right? Because I was just like, how do I spin this, right? It's like, yeah, I know.
Exactly.
I'm trying to get my teeth fixed. I do have Invisalign actually. When I just got it, like right before that comment came, I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, this is why I got Invisalign. Like,
See,
what do you
see,
want, dude?
yeah, see the see like depending on my mood, if somebody would say that to me,
Yeah,
like they would probably get one or two answers. Like if I'm in a good mood that day, I'm like, yeah, man, for sure. I mean, I love eating corn on the cob. These things work. These things go ham on corn on the cob. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Or something like that. Like I would have been that, or I would have busted out with like something else that would have not been as nice, but but I would they would have still gotten a response because I was like depending on my mood. But you're gonna give that energy. I got to figure out which way I'm gonna spin that back at you, because and most of the times you're getting sometimes people are leaving negative comments just to leave negative comments, right? And just to invoke you, but you gotta sometimes like read between the lines and see if they're just trying to like do that to you.
yeah. I mean, that's the thing, right? You can't really control what people are going to say, but also like I think also remembering everyone's like the algorithm, right? That's all they talk about is the algorithm. The algorithm, like, oh, it's not helping me out, and they kind of play victim to the algorithm. But I heard something the other day, and they said call it your audience. You know, like, hey,
Yeah,
what does your audience want to see? And if you're treat yourself and kind of put yourself in the chair of your audience, what would you want to see, right? As far as content creating goes, as far as what looks good. I mean, I know me, I was swiping the other day, and I went to my channel just to kind of see how things were going, and I thought I made a great video, and I'm sitting there like, man, there's a lot of dead time in here, like
yeah,
it's
yep,
like nothing's happening. It's like, and it said, I saw some analytic that said, oh, people swiped away, after 5 seconds of watching it, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
that makes sense
yeah,
because nothing was going on, right?
yeah, and yeah, and that's why like and that's part of the process, right? That I enjoy the most is because you can test out so many different things, and of course like your content's going to change like depending on the video because we're not doing the same one over, even
Yeah,
though it's all gameplay. But there's some videos where it's like you want to build up that suspense with a cool payoff like towards the middle, towards the end, right? And
yeah,
then there's some you're like, okay, well, let me test it out, let me put a cool hook at the very beginning and like do like a rewind, like and like how we got there kind of thing, and then like test that out, right?
yeah,
And then like I said, there's just so many factors like you said earlier today on the call, and I know we're talking about all the same things, so it's like the time of day of posting, like understanding when your window is, and there is a window for you and your content. Like there's not a like for me, at least for me, like I've learned what my optimal window is, and then I've tested it. Like when I miss that window, even if it's by a few minutes, how my numbers change and how the different like analytics paths or lines, right? Like the lines that go up on the graph, how those all change, right? Like some, and then depending on the content and time of day, it's we talked about like there's four kind of patterns, if you will, and like seeing like what those patterns are and like really understanding why it's working that way, why it's not. um and even like someone today I'd mentioned like, hey, like this is going viral or whatever. I don't know about going viral. We're not there yet, like
yeah,
not like that one. um it's like it got in 24 hours, right? It's like at 20 or 12,000 views, that
yeah,
one. And I'm looking at the data. I'm like, well, it has the potential to keep going up. It has the potential to keep going up like the L110 did to 50,000 views, like because of the data on the back end of like my average percentage of watch time is like at 150% right now. My retention rate is like at 65% retention rate, right?
yeah,
Like those kind of things like help it. The thing that would have boosted it more, further and faster is like, yeah, to what you said, like comments. Like even if someone just comes in and puts in an emoji, a one letter key, etc., into the comments, like it just helps, spread the algorithm of your videos more. um and that's why like lot of people that are, in my community, I guess, if you will, like even though I'm just putting like LFG with a fire emoji or whatever, I'm like, let's freaking go. Cause like, I mean, like their stuff is like all highlight stuff. So like, it's all cool, or I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, good job, or nice shots, like depending on what I'm seeing, or like the best play or something. It's like, hey, that's awesome, badass or whatever. But like, even something short like that helps them, and that's the other part too, right? Not just talking, say, about ourselves, but like people that you're subscribing to, people that are leaving you comments, like they're showing you support, and you're showing other people support. It's that kind of like community, like how everyone's kind of helping each other out, and it's something that's simple, but you're also kind of seeing what other people do. And one of the reasons I started just kind of like seeing all these different types of gamers that are out there, because I was like, hey, what are other people like? How are they clipping their stuff, right? And then I
Yeah.
just come across people, and then like to what we said earlier, they're replying to my comments. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Then I sub to them, and I'm seeing more of their stuff that they're posting, liking their stuff or whatever. And it's just that shared kind of support community, and I'll try to do it as much as I can now to help everyone out. I mean, it's a free way, and they're helping me out. But I just like seeing like different types of games. I think I saw someone yesterday. He was playing like a late '90s arcade game, right, on the emulator. I'm like, man. I remember like those kind of games. Like how I like no one like is playing those or showing those, but how cool are those?
Yeah.
Um, and it's good to see like what everybody likes and shares. And I know for you, you're started following a lot of your stuff, and you've been posting like crazy amount of memes, and I'm like, hey, I'm getting a chuckle out of it, whatever. It's like, it's just a little brief in my day, and just like, yeah, hitting your stuff up or whatever. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's just an easy way for everyone to support each other.
I mean, that's the great part, right? And I think that's the encouraging part about this community. And I think we talked about biggest mistakes you made early on, right? I mean, I think that was probably a mistake I made early on too. Like I wasn't really putting myself out there, because you do have to kind of, it is almost like a business in a way. You kind of have to network a little bit, right? You got to meet random people. I mean, that's how we met. We were playing with a cracked sparrow the other day, right? He's out in Denmark. Never would have met him, if we didn't play Battlefield, right? Or we're on social media posting stuff.
Exactly.
Like how cool is that?
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and then yeah, definitely like when I was playing, DMZ a lot more,
Yeah.
would not only get to watch, but then, as you're supporting people, and everyone kind of varies in, what they believe in their, kind of way that they want to run things. But a lot of them that I come across, they're like, hey man, like, yeah, join up, or, hey, play with us or whatever. And like, I'm playing with people, like to your point, that are, in England on the other side of the world. And,
Yeah.
it's like, nighttime for them, early daytime for me, or I play with Dan, Cat Dan. He's in Australia, and he's telling me like, then we're him and I are always chatting offline, and he's like, yeah man, it's summertime over here. I'm like, man, I don't want to hear that stuff while I'm freezing my butt off over here. But it's like the gaming community just narrows down, kind of that world, but that you'd never kind of like meet. And then yeah, you just come across some fun individuals, and you're all wanting to do the similar things. So I mean, we all have a passion for, most people I'm coming across for games. So it's like, why not share that and support that.
No, I love it, man. So we're going to shift gears a little bit, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
this is kind of what we wanted to touch on a little bit. So we talked about our goals a little bit, but these are just kind of things to think about, right? We just kind of want to share, with younger, content creators out there. The biggest thing we talked about, you want to establish goals, but you kind of want to also have realistic goals. At least for myself, I try to have a lower expectation for myself. So if it happens, great. If it doesn't, okay, I'm okay. But what would be the goals for your channel, right? Like I think you brought this up. I'll let you share if you want to. Like what if you had a goal for your channel right now? We talked about, yeah, you're learning a skill. You're getting better at YouTube editing or video editing that you can use in your professional life. But like,
I'm gonna.
what would be like a goal for you? Like, I mean, what do you?
Well, while he's on right now, I'll tell you what. Gray is on the chat.
Oh shoot,
I
I
was
might have
like,
to check you out.
if I could have Gray's voice and be that as a goal for me in 2026 somehow, that dude's got the best radio professional voice ever. I told him I said I need to bottle that up or make an AI voice out of him. I'll tell you. Uh, hey Gray. Hey everybody in the chat as well. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I guess like when I first started, my main goal was really something simple, and I put I thought it was audacious, right? I mean, I didn't
Yeah,
think I was going to hit a 250,000 views in a year, which was my original goal. Like, can I hit a 250,000 views of people watching whatever I put out there within a year?
yeah,
And now that we passed that goal, I kind of tweaked it, and I was like, okay, well, within this year time, can we double it? Can we hit that 500,000 mark, right? And like I said, I think the goal for me of the view as a metric was something that I could measure, but the real goal behind that measurement, again, like I said early on, was can I learn video editing and understand what I feel is the basics or above average basics around YouTube and how and why it does stuff. Um, that was like more of the behind the scenes and that view metrics of just learning how to edit and then now understanding more about the SEO stuff, because I think a lot of times, at least like when we were in marketing for SEO, I didn't want to just put something out there and then it just like die and never be searchable ever again, right?
yeah,
Every once in a while, I'll go to some old videos and I'm like, hey, is anybody still watching this or searching for this? And then like, sure enough, right? Like people are, and all that's being driven by, say, the metadata that's there, the title, the description, the hashtags in the description, the order that you're putting your hashtags in, the tags package that's there, all that kind of stuff matters. But I think once to your goal that you mentioned today, and someone else mentioned it, like once I hit my goal on views or editing, like where do I go next? And as you mentioned, talking about engagement and talking about like how we're doing this kind of podcast style thing and seeing where this goes to. I think this is like one of the other things. Like I was like, well, how can I do engagement that I want and just have a conversation with people but like help young YouTubers kind of get started and going as well. So
yeah. Gray just commented in your chat. That's why I got into it. I wanted to learn editing, and then went down the rabbit hole. I mean, it's kind of the cool thing, right? Because like, man, I mean, that's the one thing I would give advice to like younger content creators. Like, don't get discouraged. Like you're gonna post your first video. Like, I mean, you could YouTube all you want. Like, let's show an example. All right. What's a good SEO question? How to grow my YouTube channel fast? Thousands, right? Probably millions on here. Of course, Mr. Beast, the man, the myth, the legend. I mean, I love his stuff, and it's like, look, I got 78,000 views in 2 minutes, like, or 48 hours. Like, it's. I mean, there are ways to do it, and it's. I do watch a lot of stuff. I did a lot more digging on this stuff in the last few months just to kind of see. You want to learn, right? And that's the cool thing. Like, if you do want to grow, there are some good tips you can take, but have realistic expectations as well. That's why I usually like to say to people, like, okay, so, you want to get 78,000 views? Great. Okay, how are you going to do that? And then what content are you going to create that's going to get you to that goal, as far as growing it?
But I think, like we were talking about before, I mean, like I could post some, crazy, random, whatever viral thing, right, that's happening right now and be trendy with it. But then like your channel and stuff would have to change, chase that trendiness, right? Because you're going to be chasing that amount. And then at the end of the day, is that chasing like that fulfilling for you, right? And then, when I talk to people offline about like, hey, why are you wanting to do a YouTube channel, right? I think that's hugely important. Like why? And as Gray mentioned, like he wanted to do editing, and I was like, yeah, 100%, me too, right? And I
Yeah.
mentioned to someone today, I was like, hey, I think I'm okay at editing. I think I'm average or maybe a little bit above average. But then like, what's next, right? And then like for me, it's like, what we talked about, like I want my editing to be able to be a transferable skill outside in the real world, my everyday working life or a hustle that I can utilize. So then my next goal is like I want to learn sound design, right? And that's like similar as video editing, but for sound and music. And it's like how do we do that?
Yeah.
Um, and then and to Gray's point, like I'll probably go down that rabbit hole and trying to learn how, like why these movie trailers how are they creating this what seems like a brand new song when it's actually the original song that they've modified, in the editing tool itself.
Yeah.
Like to me, I want to be able to do that because one, I think that's just like amazing. But then I can line that up with the video editing I've already done to go after that field that I really enjoy is like those storytelling or cinematic kind of stuff with your video. The bigger form of video content to do it. But the shorts have been fun because it's been a natural, playground, a natural sandbox, if you will, to do shorts because it's, like it's just like the name. It's a short. It's a very small, timeline that you have to manage, but you can learn a lot of different things. Transitions, timing, pacing, miniature storytelling within all of that time frame. Like how do you do it? How do you lay it out? Like what text is getting clicks, right? Color, even like a lot of stuff that you see early on. I know you're scrolling up and down my stuff, but you'll see like, a lot of my text is kind of laid out in the same way, but then, like I said before, it's like, okay, I think you have it set on popular right now.
Yeah.
But now it's like, now that if I can remove, like the, worrying about the layout, like how do I do that? Like these early ones that you're showing, like a lot of those texts on the clips are on top of, using YouTube's, tools that are embedded, right? So it's like, because I use DaVinci Resolve for my video editing, and then it's like, okay, I'm gonna embed all of my text in there and not, because I want it constant throughout the video. Like, how do I do that? But like playing with like keywords, sizes of font, etc. There's just so many factors that kind of go into it.
So you kind of touched on the next question we kind of have written down. So YouTube tools, like what kind of, because in order to make videos, right, you gotta have tools. So
Yep.
we talked about YouTube tools. There are some good stuff in there, but you are limited as far as what you can use. Can you dive into a little bit of what you use to kind of, do you use a certain tool for shorts or content or live, or do you, is it all the same? I'm talk to me like I'm trying to learn how to stream.
No, yeah, for sure. So, like a lot of these early clips were, say cut from a larger video, right? Because so I was uploading the video and then cutting directly from it, so I could that way just get those clips that are already there. But you're limited in, kind of like how you can kind of lay out the text. Like once you dive in, you don't have that persistent like text on there. You can't. There's not a lot of the YouTube tools that you can do like really cool transitions with. But like for instance, I mean, I could share.
Yeah, here,
I
I'll
can
stop
share my screen if you want.
Yeah, I'll stop sharing.
Let me see. All right.
Don't worry, I'm helping your YouTube short counter go up because I'm playing stuff nonstop for you.
Window entire screen. Okay, should be this one right here. Let me know when you can see the screen. I'll move you off to the side.
Yep, I can see it.
Okay. So this was So this is like my typical workspace, right, if you will. Let's see. Let me actually grab a different one because this is not loading for whatever reason. I'll do the one that I did today. And we'll zoom in on the timeline, but because you already see the short.
Yep.
Okay. So like this is my like typical workspace. Audio's on the bottom. All the other elements are at the top, right? And so like I have a bunch of stuff turned off here, but these are all elements that I can pull in as I need, like text or shapes, etc. But like this is my like typical workspace right here. I have like color enhancements here. Since I'm doing like my framework, I have like shapes and logos and everything like that. So like this is my average. I mean, this is a super short, but like this is how I just kind of, set up my workspace. So like, I only have to replace the video elements into the spot because I already have the rest of the framework set up. And so like for me, now that I have the framework and the process set up, it doesn't take me too long to do it. And honestly, it takes me longer to do all the metadata stuff and then upload to YouTube. Like that takes me longer almost now than editing the video, if you will. And so like I have the green screen and I have the background video that's playing for this. And so, but like I said, like part of the process, I mean, I didn't have all this established before, right? I mean, like my other timelines, I was kept on manually doing it. And,
Yeah.
my short videos, whether they're, 10 or 20 seconds long or 60 seconds long, like they're all taken almost around the same spot, unless I'm having to cut up a bunch of, individual videos. But now that my part of my process improvement is having this framework, I'm enjoying the process more because it doesn't take me that long.
All right. So here's a question for you. I know how long it took me to learn how to clip and edit. How long would you say it took for you to make a short like this with all the? I mean, holy cow, Rob! You got, man. Now you're making me feel old. I gotta like zoom into the screen and check this out.
Well, I have 10 video layers.
So how long did it take for you to, you got the tool, you're using DaVinci. How long did it take for you to? I wouldn't say I don't know. You could say master it, but how long did it take for you to, learn this?
So like when I first really started doing it, it was my first montage one. I mean, I could pull that up, but a lot of things aren't linked anymore. But the montage one, it's the first one was a 15-minute video, right?
Yeah.
But that's only because I edited it down from about 2.5 hours of trimmed clips.
Whew.
So I trimmed it down. So I already had trimmed clips, but I dumped the whole month of April in there. And once I dumped the whole month, I was at like 2.5 hours. Then it's like, okay, no one's gonna watch it. No one's gonna watch a mini movie here, right? Unless I can, hire Gray to do a freaking like voiceover.
Wait, hold on. Gray's an independent contractor. What's up, Gray? James the Gaming Guy here.
He might have to be. Independent contractor guy, hire him for his voice, but
right.
But then okay, so like trimming I call it pre-editing or pre-trimming, like that takes a lot of work, and for me at least, because like I'm just trying to trim it down to like key moments, like every clip that I take or grab, etc.
Yeah.
And then, but like once I have all of those and I dump it in, it's gonna take me like another 8 hours to like do the whole montage. Like it took me like about 8 hours to do, just because like once I trimmed it up, I was like, okay, which clips am I using? How am I lining things up, etc. Then once I had them in groups, then I was like, okay, well, what story am I really going to try to tell, from there? And let me see if I can pull one of those up giggles. But then that said that that one took me quite a bit of time to do and learn. But I think when I first learned, I just learned the basics, and that's why I try. No matter what it is you're doing, and say when we're talking about editing right now in this phase, when we're talking about editing, I say just put a couple of clips on there and like just learn how to stitch them together. At just the minimum, just stitch them together, right?
Yeah.
If you can kind of stitch them together and put a transition between, like just get that simplified part nailed down. Now, if you can do that, then like just the next time that you do another one, just add something or learn something on YouTube and find it, and then just add that into your next video. So for a while, from like May until September, like for weeks on end, I was learning just like one little thing at a time, like we'll open this up. Like I said, these aren't going to be linked, so you're going to see a lot of red. Okay, look at this timeline. This is for May. Ooh. Like, do you see all those slices?
Yeah.
I mean that's not a zoomed out level. Like those,
Jeez.
I mean, there's a ton of slices and groupings right there.
Jeez.
So like this is kind of a raw dump of it, but then I would go through and group and like things together, and like there's moments I'm like, all right, this group is a really good section for this, and then I would like stitch the story together. But like this one, see, it doesn't have very many. I mean, it has a lot of video clips in the timeline, but it doesn't have a lot of layers.
Yeah.
Like video do. So that's why I'm saying like I've learned like, hey, like how to add a consistent framework, et cetera, into the space, so I can just work with just the video portion, not have to work with anything else. And then I had to learn like, okay, well, my ultra wide monitor, I mean, I have natural letterboxing at the top and bottom. Well, I want to do a blur of that, to kind of show above it and beyond, so it just doesn't have a black box like this.
Yeah.
Like I extended like the central part, and I extended it up and gave it a blur, so that way it fills the entire screen. Like those are all things I had to learn, and I just like typed, like to what you said, like, hey, how to in YouTube, and learn something, and then like I learned that one thing, and then all right, the next thing is like, okay, how do I do something else? Like how do I do a cool transition to this? Like the one thing I'm trying to learn right now, and I thought I was going to do it in the last video, but it wasn't working, was like, how do I put a piece of text on a video and have it follow, like if I wanted to have a piece of text that follows, like say the barrel of this gun, like how do I do that? Like how do I do that motion tracking thing? Like that's my little tiny thing, next thing to learn and get that right. And then so once I learn that, it goes into my little toolbox of video editing. So I just say just don't be overwhelmed, because there is so many. You're not going to be professional Hollywood movie producer, right? That coming right out of the box. You've got to just learn that one little tiny thing, and then just make incremental improvements on it, right? And I think like once you get past that, being scared or whatever, at the end of the day, we're all doing digital stuff. You're not gonna mess up something, like like you're not gonna do something where it's gonna, physically harm someone with this digital thing that we're doing, So I'm like, just try it, just learn. And then like once you start searching on YouTube, you're gonna find like some people that are doing their content that are really good, educators. Like the one guy I follow does the DaVinci Resolve like thing. I found him on Shorts, like he does these little moments of Shorts. Like,
oh, that's cool.
Thing. And I was like, oh, and so like I follow him now, so I can go to his channel. I'm like, all right, I'm learning like little tips and stuff that he's doing or sharing. And so, yeah, I mean, like I said, doing this, I know for May, it took me a while for sure, but like taking all these edits, and then we're doing like what is the main montage, which I had up right here. Like this fly through, like I wanted, like, okay, how can I do a fly through the title screen, right? Like that's something I had to learn.
Yeah.
It's not in the you know, the free version of DaVinci Resolve, right? That's something like I had to learn and do the editing on. And then, you know, then you learn it's like, okay, well, there's other little things. How can I have text that comes through? What am I going to highlight, captions, etc. But I mean, these are just all small things. And I think you asked me the other day, now that we're on it, is you know, like the chapters. Like you asked me about chapters. I didn't know how to do chapters. I YouTubed it, right? And then like you asked me about it, and then I just told you how to do it, and like boom, it's simple. Now you know how to do it, right? It's those kind of like small tidbits of fact that hopefully like us in your community, my community, etc. Like you can just reach out to someone or whatever, just get that quick knowledge. And sometimes like if you don't, you know, if it's not a quick information, then it's like, hey, you know, I mean, YouTube has everything that you can, you know, possibly need to learn. So
Yeah.
just take advantage of it.
I mean, that's the cool part, right? Like you're learning these tools, and you know, thanks again for sharing with me how to on 2 chapters. You're learning how to do that. You're learning how to, you know, make things look cool, right? Because isn't it? I mean, I think we talked about this earlier this week. I mean, it'd be easy to, you know, do one of those AI softwares and
Mm-hmm.
just have it clip it. But how much more rewarding is it that you know, were able to learn this skill, spend time on this. It's a fun little hobby to learn how to do, right? To put it together and, you know, make, you know, show, hey, like I created this, like I was able to put this together and make something really cool out of
Yeah.
this, right?
Yeah, and definitely. I mean, and to your point, I mean, you know, like what we talked about like early on and offline is like that montage video. I can take that montage of gaming and like if I, you know, if I'm looking to make some side hustle money or whatever, you know, like hey, somebody in our next door community app or Facebook group or whatever is like wanting to just hire someone to do a montage of like their wedding photos, if you will. Like, hey, can someone do a, you know, a cool thing? I mean, I know there's free stuff out there, but then it's like, but you know, is there someone out there that can do it locally so I can, you know, kind of meet with you, blah blah blah, and like, you know, if they're willing to pay something decent enough time for me to do it, and then I'm like, hey, I have a montage video sample I can show you.
Yeah.
I did for video gaming. I can do that. I can do the same kind of editing for your wedding videos or your wedding album, etc. You know, or you know, I think just taking tools like that and like, you know, figuring out how you can apply it somewhere else, because like as we talked about, you know, it's like there's other opportunities with what you can learn when you're posting stuff to YouTube that you can apply it somewhere else and you know, benefit from it in one form or another. So
So we kind of touched a little bit on making shorts. I think we could both agree that shorts definitely help get you out there, right? Because most people, when they're on YouTube, they're usually scrolling, or even on other social platforms, they're usually scrolling, right? That's usually kind of like the biggest form that people look at. Now, you know, we talked about long content's great because now that you got people to tune into your short, now they're going to look at what other stuff you have, right? So you kind of, you want to have something there, right? You know, as you know, I go to your channel, hey, cool, Rob's got a lot of stuff. Now it's like, okay, what else does he have? Because, you know, I just want to tune in and watch some actual gameplay. Could you talk a little bit about, you know, like having something on your channel, having some sort of like good content to watch? You know, what's the importance of that? A short versus a long format video?
yeah, I mean, like I said, I can only kind of explain it from my kind of perspective. You know, like the good part with the shorts is, yeah, it gets like quick views, etc. And you get some engagement, right, with the comments and everything.
Yeah.
The good thing about long form content, if you're, you know, really going after that, is you know, people are spending a lot more time. It's a you know, different kind of visual framework, right, if you will. Not just, you know, the vertical format, but like, you know, people are gonna, you know, they want to get like more information in my perspective out of those long form content. Like for gaming, I'm trying to figure out like if I do a long form video, like what or how am I going to try to get more engagement out of that? Because it's it's a really a challenge for our medium to do that. Um, you know, like for me, I think like the long form videos would be more of a, say like if we are playing like a game that's a extraction shooter, like, hey, you know, this is how you complete this mission or this challenge, right? Because those things take a lot more time, a lot more in depth, a lot more walkthrough than a short does. And so like people are spending more time to kind of like see those kind of things, right? Long form video also is like really nice for like if you're doing like those like cinematic storytelling kind of thing. The shorts are more like that quick engagement, quick feedback, quick dopamine thing, if you will.
Yeah.
So it's you, to me, you have to be more methodical and figuring out what you're doing and why you're doing it. Because it's like, you know, like I said, my early videos that I posted, even like the ones that I edited and thought they were really cool, you know, like it took them a long time just to get to 100 views, right? When like a short can get 100 views like in a couple of minutes, you know, or something. But it's because it's the context of that video is completely, needs to be completely different. Um, you know, like if I do any long form videos maybe coming up, like it might be, I might try to tackle like you know, since we're doing Battlefield, I might tackle like, hey, this chapter mission or whatever in Battlefield, this is how you have to do it. You know, like I might try that and see how it turns out. But like for right now, for my personal goals, I'm still tackling, you know, like shorts and really just going after that and just and learning more about the different tools and continuing to increase my, you know, toolbox of skill sets in that space, because right now I just don't have a clear picture or idea what I could do as a long form video that's really going to gravitate towards you know, people that are watching my stuff right now.
No, thanks for sharing, Rob. Yeah, it's interesting, right? Like I like the analogy you use with like the quick dopamine hit, and also, I mean, it's once you get, you know, start progressing and getting good at it, it's a lot easier to make like a quick short than it is to, I mean, gosh, I posted a Helldivers video, right? I mean, it's 45 minutes long. I think I broke that down from a 3.5 hour live feed. You know, like it took a lot of time to sit there. Like, you know, you got to cut it first. You got to, you know, go through it again, cut it, and then you start formatting it, and then you start, you know, okay, this looks good, and
Yeah.
you rewatch it again, and you're like, actually, you know, this clip doesn't make sense. I'm going to cut this,
Yeah.
you know, until it's
Yeah.
finalized.
Yeah, and I've seen like on yours, you know, like you've been, you know, doing a lot more of that news sharing and things like that. I think that's probably, you know, maybe your other area. Like if you're wanting to do a long form video, like doing like those, you know, 5-10 minutes, and more deep dives about the news of a game, right? I think, you know, those. I mean, the ones that I've been watching, I mean, they're all posting those long form videos in that kind of format. Like there's some gameplay, and then they throw in like, you know, the quotes from the devs or on the, you know what I mean? Like you're throwing all that stuff, and I mean, you're already doing, you know, some of that little bit of that news, and I've been just lightly dabbling in the space, right, with the season 2 leaks, but then like, you know, really expanding like that news format, that news medium that people are going to be watching that long form content, right? Because that, and that's what I'm saying, you have to be more, you know, thoughtful about what content is the right one in the right format.
See, and that was something for me personally. I wanted to know all the leaks, like, because I was doing some research and I couldn't really find what was what, so I was just like, you know what? I mean, I'm doing all this research, so I just hit screen record, started talking about it, and just, hey, let's see what's real, let's see what we got, like what's rumored, what's not, right? And it was the same thing I did, you know, weapon breakdowns, right? You know, hey, what's good about this gun? You know, what's bad? You know, didn't really try to make positives out of all the weapons. I don't really like to talk negative, but I was trying to learn all these weapons, and that's one reason I made the shorts, because hey, I'm not going to be able to use all these weapons. I don't have time to play every single weapon in the game, and I get stuck on guns sometimes. I go through phases where I'm like, man, like, you know, me right now, I'm using the SGX like crazy in Battlefield 6. Like, I was on the P90 for a while too, and before that I was on the UMP. So I wanted to create this content so I kind of knew about other weapons and stuff in the game. So, and while I'm learning about it, I'm also sharing about it too. So that was kind of like the niche I was, diving into that a little bit, going behind that. So it's kind of cool the way you can really dissect stuff and kind of share stuff out there, right? YouTube is a how-to place, and even looking at your stuff, right? It's cool the way you can watch someone's clip and learn a cool play, like a different type of maneuver, or how to, attack someone in a different way to catch them off guard, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, and like I said, if you're gonna go, like I said, go down that, say, news route, or you know what I mean. I think if you talk about that video, like for the season 2 leaks, like you like have multiple bullet points, and then you kind of like talk about it and show where you're hearing those kind of things from, and then like you said, if you're as you're doing the screen record, yeah, it's one thing, like that audio is actually going to just be helpful for yourself as notes, but then once you stitch all the video together, then you re-record a whole new audio to like follow the flow of that new timeline, right, that you edited. But the audio that you're taking it while you're doing all that research becomes just kind of a note gathering for you. And then
Yeah.
like once you once you have like like the bullet points of like the season 2 leaks, right, the talking about the maps, talking about the new weapons that are coming out there, talking about the new vehicles, right, the new skins. I mean, that's 4 topics right there, and you can like talk through those and share that, and
Man, I'm,
then
I'm writing that down as an idea right now, Rob. Skin
and then
ideas.
and then like while like I said, while you're doing the video or the research and you're recording yourself, you're basically you're just giving yourself notes, and then cut it all up, stitch it up, re-record audio that matches that video to have it a nice flow. And then now you've got a long-term video that's a 5 to 10 minute video right there from things that you found all over. So you just kind of put a time frame together, like, hey, it's going to be like about 2 minutes for each bullet point. You have like a little intro, a little outro. Now all of a sudden you've got a 10-minute video.
Oh, that's awesome. Thanks for kind of diving into that a little bit. All right, we're missing one important thing here, and we've talked about long format. We've talked about shorts. What's your thoughts on going live? I mean, is it good to go live? Is it bad to go live? I mean, is it something that can work? I mean, we talked about a little bit about what's the goal of your channel, right? And this is where the other thing we'll talk about a little bit. I mean, it's kind of like making your goals, right? What do you want to be? Do you want to be a streamer or content creator? They do kind of overlap both. So, I mean, can you dive into a little bit, about the pros and cons of streaming and going live?
Yeah, and I've talked to this with some others. I know I talked to Gray one-on-one a little bit about it as well. Is there is that a little bit of differentiation in content creator, streamer kind of thing. They do overlap for some people. Some people that do it really well, especially. But like when you're streaming, and I feel like I'm still a noob at streaming. It's like there's so much going on while you're playing, because like the whole point of streaming is not someone just watching your gameplay. I mean, if you just want to live stream and do no commentary, whatever, I've seen those people that post, right, they're just like streaming because they're playing the game. I'm like, that's cool, but how long and how many people are going to sit there and watch that whole time? Like, to me, like streaming going live is more about engagement with people that are following you, right? People that are commenting to your stuff. It's more about that engagement, right? And so like I know, like when I can, I try to see everybody that's streaming that I'm following, and just let them. I usually drop in there, say howdy everyone, even when there's nobody in the chat, right?
Yeah.
I used to do that a lot to people, and and then like next thing you know, like that one comment, whatever, like Google, or not Google, but YouTube, well, they're both the same now. YouTube will push your live, it'll bump it up, right? Like it'll push it to more people onto their feed. That won't, like, one little comment, and then like next thing you know, you get a second person in there, like, well, YouTube's going to push it a little bit more, right? It's that whole like symbiotic kind of a relationship between a live streamer and the audience. But then, like I said, that engagement, you just you're checking in on people, seeing how things are going, whatever game that they're playing, how they're enjoying it, right? And as one hander said, like, yeah, exactly.
That's a great
It helps
point.
both people, build. And so like, even like when he's playing, right? Like I found him and started following him because I was doing a search for like DMZ Live, right? And then I found him, like he was like streaming, and I was like, cool, I'm gonna watch him. I mean his name, first of all, one hander, and then I was asking him like, bro, you're literally playing with one hand? He's like, yeah, man. I'm like, fuck, man, you're badass with one hand than
And
I am with two.
he's still murking us in the
Yeah.
lobbies.
Yeah. He's sending me back to the lobby, like, because I'm watching him, and then then like, then you get to know people a little bit or whatever, or they get to know you and your sense of humor or banter or whatever, and different people. The more you know, the that whole gaming sense that we all have is that banter, roasting each other, whatever, right? And it's fun, and then like another one, and I put it on his thing today. Quad, like he's a quadriplegic and he's playing Warzone, and he is
Oh, no way.
murdering people. And I think on one of the first comments I post on his thing, I put, man, you're the fastest tongue in Call of Duty, bro.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
ladies must love you. You know what I mean? But or whatever, right? But like, yeah, he's out there playing Warzone, and he's a quad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
And
awesome.
he's like murking people. And like, to me, I'm like, it's like, him, one hander. I mean, yeah, those are good feel stories too. But the fact that they, beyond just their physical stuff, their personality, their all that kind of stuff, like who they are, that makes it even better, because like they're just like, they're just like everybody else. So I don't treat them any differently. I mean, I roast them here and there or have fun with them, but it's like, they're their gaming, their passion for gaming. I mean, you gotta appreciate, like, like their passion for gaming is that high, where they don't let anything like slow them down. And to me, I think those are cool stories. But it's just fun to get to know who they are too. I mean, you're only going to get to know so much in the digital space or in chat or whatever. But
Yeah.
like how someone talks, or how someone's like supporting, or you're supporting them, etc. Like all those like things you can kind of see. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to add to that.
Oh no. Hey, I just want to let you keep going, Rob. You're doing great.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Sometimes I'll just go on a tangent. You put me on something, I'll just keep.
No, I love it, man. This is good stuff for me. What's up, Eli? How you
Yeah,
doing, man?
and I don't know. I mean, like I said, I mean, even before I started streaming, and like you said, like, yeah, whenever I do a face reveal, I'm actually contemplating, like, do I do the whole makeup thing and have the whole get up? I don't know, or do I just like just show, like, do I? And then part of me is like, I don't know if I want to do the whole theatrics like that. I know some people do, and that's part of their brand, and that's fine for them. But like for me, I'm just like. I was like, man, I don't know. I don't know if I just want to just be comfortable and just, hang out, vibe, have good laughs. And yeah, and some of the folks that know me, like, I'm, even like the, in DMZ, the Red Bunny crew that I play with or whatever,
Yeah.
like, I mean, a little bit now, but like, I was like, man, because like, what my ethnicity is or whatever. I was
Yeah.
like, man, I was laughing so hard.
I was
I can't even see, and then they're like, oh, you can't even see because your eyes are half closed already. Is that, what I mean? Like, I'm like, God,
Is it bad? Is it bad? I want to show my my AI generated image of you.
Oh yeah, you can show it. Whatever.
Oh man,
it's off, but I don't know.
All right, chat. So a little bit behind the scenes, Big Shot Rob he's from Texas. He's half Vietnamese, right?
Yeah.
All right. So this is what ChatGPT said. So yeah, we'll move that now. So that will be the face reveal I expect. I expect you wearing this shirt with the face paint, and yeah, I don't think you weigh that much. So sorry, ChatGPT. Kind of can be ruthless sometimes. I'm sorry for that. That was just comedy yesterday. Oh man,
No,
I was dying. That was so funny. Let's see. I wanted to bring up, and I thought you brought a great you brought up a great point about live streaming, right? Because we're talking about editing, we're talking about practice, right? I love the fact that you said talk to your stream as if someone's watching, because it's good practice. Because if this is something you do want to grow and you want to be live streaming, you gotta act like someone's there sometimes, right? I mean, I know sometimes in an intense game, you get locked in and you can't really look at chat, but it gives you the opportunity. Like, Eli's in my chance. He said, "Beautiful Canon picture, by the way, for that photo." So, Rob, I mean, the people want to see you. They want to see that face. Right? Yeah, but it's cool, right? Because you want to be able to practice. So if you do start growing your channel, you can kind of multitask, right? Because sometimes people, I think you brought it up, sometimes people have a thing on stream, as far as, hey, this is what he looks like, this is what he does, or, I think I've seen the guys that have their shirt off, for example, or they got face paint or a mask on when they're playing. That's just their thing, and people like that type of stuff. But
yeah, and that's fine. Like whatever
they're
enjoying.
Yeah. I'm not trying to talk negative. It's just like, but it is good practice as a young streamer, like where you can do a live stream, you can practice it, and like, hey, like someone tunes in, great. If someone doesn't, it's almost like you're playing by yourself in the first place.
You got to think about also, like, just because you live stream and let's say no one's watching it right now while you're live streaming, but when your live stream is done, if you did all the metadata correctly or best that it can possibly be, someone might watch it later on. Even like for some of my latest live one, when I ended the last one, there was only like 206 or 212 people that viewed it. Yeah. And now it's at 270, right? So someone's awesome. Watching, and someone watched it. Multiple people watched it afterwards. So then, like, if no one's watching, yeah, I might not be interacting, say, with a chat, but then like I'm gonna just do like, try to like just voice out what's in my head already, like, hey, I'm about, I think this guy's over here, I'm gonna do this or whatever, or or just give out those reaction moments or something. You've got to just be like, someone's gonna be watching it later on.
See, that's a good point too, because I don't know about you, but
Ray just made a good point.
Oh, what did he say? Let's see. If you're going to stream, please go back and watch your stream. You'll see things to improve. Oh, that's a great point.
100%.
Like I had a stream the other day. I guess it was something with me and my audio. It was echoing. I had some great footage. I put notes like, oh, this is a great short. This is a great clip. I go back. I didn't double check my audio. That's one reason we got on early, to double check everything. Hopefully everyone can hear me good. But everyone was echoing in chat, and couldn't use half the footage just because people are screaming and it sounded like you're at a rock concert. And but it's a good learning experience because go back and check it. Like, hey, what did you do? But also, I think did he say it on there, Gray? If you go stream. Hey, it's audio, video, and mic, but also it's almost like I used to play basketball. It's almost like watching film. You're like, like I would go back and watch film of myself, and it's like, oh, why did I take that shot? Why did I make that play? I made it. I was telling Rob, I made a long format. I got a Battlefield 6 Red Sec win. It's like my third one I've gotten because I'm not the best player, but I'm watching the film, and we're in the final circle, and there's two guys sniping, and guess what's on my back? 4 RPGs. And I'm like, dude, I could have just unloaded on that guy, but I didn't.
Yeah, that was like the other day. I was playing with Jules, and there was one that we got second place, and I said, because I even as soon as it ended, I already like replayed in my mind, because I was like, oh, I should have done this, and we would have won, and like, and then to Gray's point, like even to your point. Like sometimes like when I'm taking video clips and I'm like, sometimes like video files will have like corrupted audio too, right? Or you'll have bad audio, but like I would say don't trash that clip. If it's a really good clip, then redo your audio. Like just do a voiceover audio for that video clip. Like don't just trash it because the live clip didn't happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
what's fun?
there's been a couple of mine where I've redone, and I need a better, and maybe Gray has one, or he can recommend me one in Discord. But I'm like, I need a better audio recording voiceover one, because like the one I'm doing and the way that I'm doing it right now is like it's not very good, and I'm having to like mess with the EQ and stuff and remove some of the background echoing or noise. But I'm like, okay, like if I need to, I need to find a way to do voiceovers, right? So that way it matters. But I think that's what we talked about early on, is like our progression of just trying to fine tune our craft, if you will, in those moments. Like what can we do? And I think watching something back again would be definitely beneficial for me, because like I said, I'm no streaming expert by any means right now. So I need to get better at that.
Eli has a question in my chat. He said, "Random question for when you get the chance. Is there anything that you wish you knew sooner?" We did talk about this a little bit, Eli. I think the biggest thing me and Rob hit on was just not getting discouraged, knowing that, hey, you're not going to get a lot. I'll show my screen really quick. Like, actually, you know what? The big thing we both agreed on was knowing the difference between old, videos and shorts. Like, this should have been a short. This should have been a short. This should have been a short.
100%.
And I
That was
just
my
I just sat there and
yeah.
went, "Oh, dude, Black Ops 4, yeah, 6 years ago. This is sick, right?" I was just like, boom, boom, 5 or 4 kills. I'm rocking and rolling, right? And I uploaded it as a video,
Yeah,
and
how many views did it have right now?
I got 10 views.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
hey,
if you,
oh, go ahead.
your first video right there, if you would have created a short and done some of the metadata stuff that I've shared with you, that would easily should be 1,000 view video right there.
Yeah, and this was the other thing too. You want to hear how dumb I was? I'm still like screaming at myself. I feel like Interstellar right now. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, so I sat there and I went, "Oh, I'll do it as a long format." So I did this one, right? It was just like one of my first meme videos I did. Something weird happening, and I was like, "Oh, well, that didn't do well, so I'm gonna redo it as a short." So I double posted. And and that's when it kind of clicked a little bit, where I was like, "Oh, I guess I can do that." And look, 5 months ago, never responded. They're all gone. We were talking about that too. That was the other thing we were talking about, Eli,
Yay.
was it's responding to everyone. Respond positive, negative. Always go through that. One hander just asked, why can't you
Yeah,
make shorts of the old stuff now? That's a good
you
point.
can.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can.
you can. I mean, you can go back and take it and what
Yeah,
you learned and stuff. But like and that's where I was afraid too. Like, shifting games. I was afraid at that moment. I was like, for the longest time, I was like, oh, I was just doing DMZ stuff, and I was like, if I shift to Battlefield, like, is it gonna hurt me? But I think like since I had that practice of like titling, description, hashtags, all that stuff,
yeah,
right? And I did that same process for a new video game. Like I didn't just skip a beat, right? If you will, like I've actually exceeded. Like if I go back and look at my data, since I've been uploading for Battlefield 6, like everything has like skyrocketed because I learned a whole lot of stuff while doing DMZ, and it was just a ramp up.
yeah,
But like if I go back now and do some DMZ posts, yeah, like I try to tell everybody at the minimum, unless you're like, an awesome storyteller like somebody else in this chat. I won't say his name again because I've always been saying it, but at the minimum, you should be hitting on all your shorts. If you're doing all the things the right way, you should be hitting about 1,000 views for every short. Now, if you're not hitting 1,000 views for every short, then that's where a light bulb and learning opportunity needs to go off in your head. Like why didn't I hit 1,000 views on this? And like figure out what happened, right? And like why didn't it do that? And if you look at the data patterns, if you will, like the 4 lines, if you will, like because there's 4 patterns in the views that I've come across. There's like an instant spike, which YouTube does like a flash test on your stuff because you have like a really good hook. But then like, you know, then it'll plateau out, right? Because like the retention there wasn't very well. Or there's like what they call a late spike, which is like just kind of like trembling, you know, kind of going across, and then 8 hours later or so, like then it takes off. And then so like the your niche group liked that video. That's why it took off later. But then like the broader audience that YouTube sent it out to didn't like it. So then like it's like, okay, if since when I see that pattern, I'm looking at the metadata, like do I have the data, you know, put in there correctly?
See, that I mean, that's a great
Not good
point.
unless they're getting over 2000.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just
so
saw that.
yeah, so you know what I mean. So then it's like, you know, you just gotta kind of understand like how things are going, and then there's like one that's like a steady incline, like you
Yeah,
know,
like right
it's
here.
like that one you did like very safe or whatever, but it's not like too exciting. And then there's like what they the fourth one is like a stair stepper, like as they're calling it,
Yeah, let me
where it
find
kind of like it looks like a rolling hills, and that one, you know, if you're looking at that data, it's like they did like, you know, YouTube sent it out to multiple testing groups or whatever, but like nothing broke it out, you know. um yeah, and then to, you know, to Gray's point, yeah, I mean, you know, like for me, my baseline early on, I was looking at 1,000, Gray, but like now to your point, yeah, I'm trying to always hit that new consistency of 2,000, you know. But you know, like I said, you have to start somewhere, and you've got to understand like what things are working, why they're not working.
And also, like, I mean, I got my screen pulled up now. I don't know if you can see it, Rob, but also, like, it's studying this, right? You want to become a studier of your channel and see who your audience is. Like, hey,
Yeah,
like, I mean, this one right here, you know, this is my most viewed clip. You know, it got 10 subscribers. It was just like a silly meme I made because I played Arc Raiders for the first time. And you kind of see, like, okay, like, got 10 subscribers out of it. Okay, how long did they watch? You know, they pretty much almost everyone watched almost all the way through, which is great.
yeah,
You know, 71.5%, that's pretty good. You know, it had a lot of comments on there. You know, if you go to reach, so these are the four you were kind of talking about, right, Rob? Overview, reach, engagement, and audience, right?
yeah. You got to look at all that stuff,
Yeah, so
and
like,
then like remove, and then like I said, like once you're uploading, like like just you want to try to remove as many variables as possible. Like the time, like you know, if you're posting like once a day, like don't post randomly at like at midnight, and then the next video is at 8 a.m. You know what I mean? At whatever, like take one variable off the table and just post during the same time. So then that way you can focus on like other data metrics that come in.
see, and that's the great point, right? Like, it's studying this. It's like it's realizing, okay, so like this is just a good one, for example. So like, you know, where are people seeing your stuff? Other YouTube features. Not sure what that is. YouTube short, external notifications. So they're kind of getting like that. External sites or apps. So
What's that?
looks like Android messaging. I'm getting stuff from Discord, which is great. That means people were sharing it. Facebook manager. You know, people are sharing this. So that's huge right there. You know, as far as, you know, it's not just YouTube. It's kind of sharing from here. It looks like it got some looks on Facebook Messenger. I haven't really seen that before. I got one on Telegram. I've never had a Telegram one, so that's kind of interesting. And kind of breaking it down. I'm trying to go back. The other cool thing, I mean, Rob brought this up the other day. External sites. We talked about before. It's your audience, right? Like, what is your audience? That's what you want to listen to. And this was kind of a cool thing, you know. United States is kind of the king of watching stuff. No shots at Germany or anyone like that, anyone else who might be watching from overseas, but a lot of stuff, because me and Rob are based in the United States, the algorithm is gonna push it out to your subscribers first. That's your immediate audience. Those are the people that are in the seats in the movie theater that are watching you know, they're going to get the notification first if they're on stream or if they have the chime echo engaged, right? After that, it starts hitting the first wave. It's going to start seeing people. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rob. It's going to start hitting the people that know those people, or like they kind of watch similar stuff. And then if it does well with that, then it starts branching out a little more, like kind of like a tree, right? It just starts reaching and reaching and reaching, and then if people keep
Yeah, well, it's all
engaging.
based on it's all based on contextual stuff that you put in
Yeah,
there. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
you know, like if you're putting stuff for your game, like I mean, I put Battlefield 6, then I do the abbreviation BF6, and then Battlefield, right? So there's the first three are heavily weighted, and so like it's all around Battlefield, and then the other ones are like contextual to what the video is, and then I've been doing the last hashtag in my description as my name, and one of the things that's hard about mine is just like, I mean, there is a Big Shot Rob, like NBA player, right, Robert Ory,
yep,
but like I have to do mine for my gaming niche, and so like I've been doing my hashtag at the end of my stuff, so that way it just builds over time, and I start getting equity into like my whole name that's there.
yeah. No, it's a great point. And then, the other side of the coin. So like, let's look at this one, right? So this is the other thing I tell newer streamers too. I'm just gonna pull it up really quick.
When was that published?
So this was published 2 days ago.
Okay.
Like, and this is the other thing I tell newer streamers. So like, I really try to post upon. Excuse me. I mean, Rob's joked about this. I try to post across multiple platforms because it kind of helps you get out there a little bit more. I've slowly, started kind of, posting a lot of the same stuff on here. And this is where I say don't get discouraged sometimes, because there's going to be certain things that do very well on one platform that you spend a lot of time on, and then there's going to be some things that do very poorly. So like this one, for example, it's got 43 likes, right? It did Instagram loved it. It's still going. For some reason, it's not showing how many views it has. But if you go back here, it's like I got 16 views. Don't know what I did wrong. I'm looking at the audience. It looks like a little bit on mobile phone, computer. See, this is a good breakdown again. The subscribers saw it.
And how many shorts did you post on that day?
See, and that's a good point to bring up too. So on that day, where'd it go? 1, 2. So I did 2 in the morning.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm not a multi-poster person, whatever.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen or heard, they're like like you're. I don't know if you're supposed to. I mean, maybe someone else who knows more about it, but like you have to give like one video like some breathing room before you post the next. And I don't know what that magical number is on an hours percentage, but because I know like when I switched or I was trying to switch and post multiple per like the same day, like I posted them like within 8 hours of each other, and the second one like just bombed, like didn't do very good at all compared to like the first one.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? And then for me, I was like, well, I'm probably not going to have the capacity to post 2 or 3 per day. So like, I'm not going to have that natural pattern. Like if you're going to post 3 per day and that's how many you can do, I would say do it and spread them out, 6 or 8 hours apart or something like that, if you can, and see what happens. But then like, just do it consistently and see what happens.
Yeah. And that's where, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, yeah, and then just that's the thing, is like we're all doing live A/B testing here.
Yeah.
But like you can't just like do one test and like, oh, that didn't work. Well, you didn't give it a valid enough, pool to work from. Like if you're gonna do that, like at least do it for a couple of weeks and see what happens. So that way, YouTube can learn like, hey, this person's gonna start posting this many per day. This is their frequency. This is how much, whatever. And then you never know, maybe by the end of week 2, you've got all your shorts are getting, all over 1,000 plus, 2,000 plus, whatever, on a regular basis versus when you started on day 1. But like, To me, I feel like YouTube is a little temperamental, you know, on any changes that you make, you know.
Yeah, it feels that way sometimes because I know sometimes I post stuff. I probably have to do some digging. Like these are all February 2nd, February 2nd, February 2nd, right? Like, but I know these were within an hour of each other, and then these were within an hour of each other, right? These were in the morning, and then these were in the evening. So it's kind of weird. It's like it's almost like sometimes I wonder myself. The algorithm sometimes doesn't care. I'm not too sure, and it's kind of strange.
Yeah.
Like,
And see, and like the ones that you're posting on that day, are they like all different types of videos? Like, I don't know, one's like say like is one a meme, one a weapon thing, one a gameplay, or is it all memes? You know what I mean? Like it.
oh, that's a good point. Yeah, just to like mix things up.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like who knows? I mean, like you go and try to figure that out, or watch like guru videos or something, and
Yeah,
everyone's got like a different answer to like those things. And I'm like, at the end of the day, it's like you got to just try it out yourself.
yeah, and and this is a cool dashboard. Definitely to dive into. I definitely wasn't looking at this when I first started. There's different times of year things are going to do better. I'm sure you probably read about this, Rob. November to December, that's why you see a lot of content creation because everyone's creating a lot of stuff. But then, you're going to get spikes. You're going to go up and down. So it just depends on where you're at or like what you're posting. But you can even go here. So it's like on this day, I posted. Holy cow, did I post 7 videos in one day? I sure did. So I posted 7 videos, right? In one day. 3 of them were information. I did a live stream, and then I did 3 memes. So let's go to that really quick. So it's January 21st. Oops.
Shorts or
Yeah.
video?
It's kind of a mix of everything. Let's see. Oops. In the wrong spot. They're kind of mixed up, right? So you got these 3. Did all right, compared to what I usually do. And then this was the one. So it's like, it's weird, right? Because did 3 meme videos all within an hour in the morning. And this is the one that got almost 17,000.
Yeah, but that was the first one in the morning, though, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like just take a look and see, like, hey, like, is my first one, if I post multiple, in that day, is my first one doing the best one of,
Yeah.
of all of that whole entire day, or if it's not, like, if it is, it's like, okay, is that a repeatable pattern that's happening, or double check. Like, I see one of your videos doesn't even have a description.
Which one? This one?
The green one up there.
Oh, you know what's funny? Again, this is me being this is me being a noob. When I first was, I think I uploaded this from my phone, right? Because I was just like bored, and I was like, oh, I'll just make a quick meme. I didn't know like where to click on for the description. So it was kind of funny. But while we're on the subject, I mean, we're kind of talking about titles, hashtags, what I do. So let's use this as an example, Rob. Kind of do a little experiment here. So if this was your YouTube short, what would I think I do use some AI tools, so I'll be honest. Sometimes with like ChatGPT, like, hey, help me create, an SEO title. Sometimes I do it myself. And then what would be a good way to attack, doing a title, description, hashtags, etc. Like, I know you're pretty good at this stuff, so I kind of want to hear it come from the horse's mouth, sort of say.
So what's the meme about? Like, he's just like waiting.
Yeah. This is just this is from the movie Ghost. So we're all waiting for that, right? That's kind of it right there.
Yeah. So I mean, for that, for your tool or your prompt, I mean, I put something in there. YouTube short, Battlefield 6, season 2, meme.
I usually like to use ChatGPT. It just kind of helps you get the brain juices going and flowing. So
Yeah,
something like
yeah, just put the season 2 be like
Patrick Swayze
meme. Yeah, after Patrick Swayze, I would put meme. Um,
from the movie Ghost.
movie Ghost, waiting for the new season for Battlefield 6.
Wow, I can't type right now. And usually I do recommend this too. You want something to be a little bit engaging, right? In the comments. So usually I'll put is anyone else waiting? Or, I can't wait for it to come out already. Is anyone else anxiously waiting for season 2 to come out? We need new maps. Something like that, right? And then usually I ask, please create SEO hashtags. I usually like to add emojis to get more likes and views on this short. Oh. So it just gets the brain flows going, right? So let's see what it kind of spits out here. So, it gives me a ghost emoji, which is kind of catchy. I do kind of like that. So going back and forth. So the other thing I'd say too, really quick, is I don't know about you, Rob. Like, don't delete something off your YouTube if it does something like this bad. I think this was 16 views, because you never know. All of a sudden, it might just blow up. I don't know, Rob, have you ever had a video that you posted that did terrible and then all of a sudden it just took off?
Well, after 24 hours, you're gonna know like where it's gonna sit.
Yeah.
It's already done most of its testing at
Yeah.
that point. But yeah, like even like the being discouraged for like the first 8 or 10 hours, like I usually don't. Even the one that I did recently, right, where I had a typo or something like that, and I quickly fixed it in 60 seconds. But I felt like YouTube punished me for the first or 8 or 10 hours, but then it spiked up to 1,000 views. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, normally like my pattern, if you will, on the analytics isn't that long delayed, but
Yeah.
so, I mean, scroll down, like you have show more.
Yeah, so just really quick, so we had this is what spit out. I just copied and pasted it. So like, wait for season 2 to be like Ghost Patrick Swayze meme. You probably want to take out meme. Always check if you use ChatGPT or anything else, always double check it. I've made this mistake before. You're going to feel really silly if you post something. I've posted something and you feel really silly. Always double check it, because this sentence, in my opinion, doesn't make sense, right? Waiting for Battlefield 6 Season 2 be like Ghost Patrick Swayze. Like, what?
Well, I mean, if you're going to use, like I said, if you're going to use, yeah, so there's multiple tools, right? If you're going to use ChatGPT, Grok, or even the Google AI, right?
Yeah.
But like for ChatGPT, like I would like set your tone or whatever that it is that you want, so that way like all the responses come back, they're in like whatever tone that you've already trained it at.
Yeah.
Like you can train it on a certain tone, voice, or whatever, and and you can do that real easy too. You can be like, hey, ChatGPT, here are some of my writing samples, and this is like the tone that I want all of my future outputs is, and remember this in your memory bank or whatever.
Yeah.
And, kind of remember that.
No, that's a good point.
Well,
So you could tweak it, any new maps, who else is waiting, and then these were the hashtags, it recommended, right? So then if we scroll down, and this is where things
Nice,
get...
Gray.
Oh, what do you say? Let's see what we got.
Yeah, he mentioned the same kind of thing. Like he said, he
Oh.
had a video short that, you know, like totally bombed under 200 views, and then you know, like then now it's like at almost 3,000.
Yeah, that's a...
But I tell him all the time though. I was like, I just watch your stuff so I could hear you. That's it.
I mean, that's what's kind of cool too. Like, I mean, I played around with I've made some lo-fi feeds. I'm sure you've probably seen that, Rob, where I kind of made that more for me because I do a lot of I work like hybrid remote. I do a lot of work from home, and I wanted to create like a playlist, but I was noticing a niche where there wasn't really any lo-fi Battlefield 6 playing, you know, and I just kind of made some, you know, jets flying over random maps just to kind of, you know, get that going. But I mean,
Well, I'll tell you what though, like whatever video game that you're playing, if you see a helicopter just in a random spot, don't get in it.
Yep. Don't get it.
Don't get in it. That'll be Gray. He's gonna put you on YouTube.
Oh man. Now I'm kind of scared. All right.
I know when I go back to I see you're missing a tags package.
Yeah. So
Wait,
I thought I'd let you go over this a little bit. So
yeah. So you're gonna
let's go. So why would you say no? It's not made for kids? Because in my opinion, I'm just playing silly here, but in my opinion, like I think kids can watch this, right? But why would I click no?
Right. So my understanding is like as soon as you start doing yes, it's made for kids, then you're teaching the algorithm that your content is for kids, for that demographic, right? And and one, it probably shouldn't be, right? Because we're playing all first person shooters that are all rated, you know, teenager or older or whatever anyways. And then
I want to know what's rated.
You know, and some of the voiceovers or prox chat or, you know, whatever. But anyways, you don't want to get niched into like kid stuff, because then like then it's gonna only want to push you towards that. And then like if YouTube is seeing like your stuff isn't really made for kids, you're only gonna be hurting your channel, right? And then another part is you can always look at the demographic stuff, and if your demographic stuff is for the kids age group, then okay, then maybe down the line you should look at it. But most, you know, like use at least those data points.
Okay. So next thing I got paid promotion.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're not doing any sponsored content, don't check that off. Altered content. Most of these I look for the 3 no's, so I hit no on mine.
Makes a real person appear. Nope, he said that. Alters footage of a real event. No. Generates a realistic scene. No. So
yeah.
We're good.
Yep. And then you just keep going. Most of the stuff we don't normally mess with anyways.
Don't really need that. Help viewers explore key places in your videos. Don't really need that.
Yeah, and some of the stuff that's already like checked off or whatever, like if you go into your YouTube customization, you can default a lot of this stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then like for tags, you know, it's always good to have a tags package in there, because you have hashtags, that are in your stuff already, but then, you know, a tags package under 500 YouTube characters.
And can you talk about the importance of tags a little bit? I know you've done way more research than me about it, and I'm kind of learning it myself. So,
I mean, I just been in the practice of it. I mean, like it's just another metadata point for YouTube to crawl. I mean, you know, for you know, old school web pages or stuff that we used to do for SEO packages, you know, there's you know, the more metadata stuff that you can add in that's like relevant and contextual to your stuff. Just, you know, Google, or I keep saying Google, but it's both the same thing now almost. But it can help you like find your niche audience better, right? Because like you want to make sure your stuff goes to the right niche audience, because then they're most likely to watch it and not like quickly swipe away and hurt your other analytics, right? Yeah. You start putting in the wrong tags or in the wrong order, if you will, etc. Then, you know, your stuff might be sent to the wrong audience group that might be inappropriate, and then all of a sudden they're swiping away. Then that's hurting your chances of your shorts or your videos to be seen or promoted.
Yeah, that's a great point. Thanks for touching on that a little bit. General Mags is in my chat. He said, "Poor Rob, ChatGPT doing him dirty." More like doing me dirty. I feel like I've been bitten in the ass a few times by ChatGPT. Eli, I'll get to your question in a second. Anything from your chat? You can't monetize for kids. That's a good point. One-hander. Like, I just Googled it. I didn't even realize it. I guess being old
Yeah.
doesn't helps. Battlefield 6 is rated M for mature, 17 and older. So that's a good point.
Yeah.
So if you're posting Battlefield 6 stuff, it's not going to work. Like, I know I play Yu-Gi-Oh every once in a while, like Master Duel, and I post this. I did it as like a test run, right? I wanted to do one of those videos, just like a duel I did for kids. It actually did all right, which I was kind of surprised about because it's just like gameplay footage, no comments, no nothing. And I was like, oh, it actually did all right. But then when I switched it, it actually did worse when I put not for kids, because it depends on the game you're playing and hey, whose audience do you want to reach, right? Are you trying to reach kids that are 18 and under, or are you trying to reach a bigger crowd? And again, that goes back to your analytics where you can see the age brackets that you are getting to. I know for me, Rob, I don't know about you. I think my age brackets primarily between 30 to 40, and then some are younger, some are older. I don't know where you're at with yours.
Yeah. The same thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, and that definitely makes sense for, like I said, for these kind of for Battlefield for sure.
Yeah. All right. Next thing we got language and caption certification. So there's not really like,
Yeah, see, mine's already defaulted, so like mine already pops up for like English in that spot. Yeah, like I don't mess with a lot of those other things. Standard YouTube, yeah, and then put your gaming title. Don't forget about that. So I don't like I said, there's a lot of stuff in there that I don't go exactly through because like, it's
How did I go by it? Oops.
You gotta pick a language. Yeah,
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I don't know why I went to the United States rather than English. I'm tripping. They got license types, allow embedding, allow others to embed your video. That's fine. Allow video and audio remixing. I'm okay with that because this is a cool thing, right? If someone remixes your video, it pushes your stuff out there. Gaming category. So I think this is something where I learned recently. How important is it to actually put the game that you're talking about?
Yep.
Comments and ratings. Always have comments on. Moderation. This is where if you don't want people to.
Yeah, I put none. I was like, let it all out there. See what happens.
Oh man! All right. This is gonna be our little test dummy one. Anyone can comment, sort by top, and boom.
Well, all right. So you said that one was at how many views?
All right, we're gonna check it out right now. It's at 1,000.
Gotcha.
So this is a good test run, right? We're gonna see if it actually,
we're
gonna test the theory, Gray. We're gonna see if this.
Check it later and see what happens.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's like, Rob, it's at 10K.
Yeah, right. I don't know about that, but we'll see.
Oh, dude, that'd be funny. But I mean, it's cool, right? Like, I mean, it's cool how you have all these tools.
Click on customization on your left-hand side.
Oh yeah. Here we go.
Is it customization?
I think it's settings where you can change the monetization and stuff.
Yeah, go to settings then.
And now you're gonna see my private stuff.
Is there private stuff in there?
Nah, I'm kidding.
Channel. Nah. I click on your channel.
Right here, channel guidelines.
The left channel.
There we go.
Yeah. So you've got tags. Yeah, and these are all important things too, right? So
yeah.
Advanced settings. What do you have? Feature availability. Okay. Yeah, these are all important things to kind of like go in there and do.
Yeah. So I have this. I want to review the setting for every video. You can do that. You can, if you have Google Ads, you can do that. Don't show it, potentially inappropriate words.
Yeah, and definitely like if people are first starting, like make sure you're describing your niche channel in there as well. Like for me, I definitely like try to make sure like, hey, I'm doing first person shooter games, right? I wasn't just like, hey, I'm a Call of Duty only player, you know, because I didn't
Yep.
want that to be like just sticking.
Yep. And then me,
See, and yeah,
I always
yeah,
have
me,
uploads to vaults as unlisted because the last thing you want to do is upload something and it's not ready, or you catch something and you're like, oh shoot, I need to re-edit this, right?
yeah,
Yeah, this is where we need to change this. So I thought I did this already. Thanks, Rob. So, you know, I'm in the United States, English. Now I never have to really go through and touch that again.
yeah.
Boom,
Just
save.
save it.
Yeah. And it's good to have, I mean, I don't know about you, Rob, but, you know, I have all my links here, you know, in case people want to see other stuff. But most of it's the same. Some people, like, when they do start growing, they like to make things more, you know, channel exclusive. Like, they don't post some things to Instagram or YouTube, and they try to, you know, separate it. I think it's good to have it everywhere. That's just me personally. I don't know about you, Rob.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you have it, it's always good.
Yeah. Then let me get to Eli really quick. So Eli asked me, how do you post so much exactly? It's impressive how much you push out in such a short period of time. So I'll go into what I do a little bit. So you start building a system, right, Rob? And I'll let you go next. So this is what I found what worked for me, because when I first started, you know, I would do a live stream like this, right? Let me switch. I mean, this is a long stream. This is 4 hours. I was gaming all day on Sunday with Fat Kid, you know, tagged him here, and it's gonna take a long time for me to go back through this and shoot. When did I kill that guy again? I can't remember, right? So what I started doing, you know, I just put. Let me pull it up really quick. So I just made kind of like a note screen for myself. It's on one of my other monitors, and you know, from that stream, you know, I put the date. You know, this was Sunday. Hey, at 1 minute 10 seconds or 10 minutes or 1 hour 10 minutes, something happened here. You know, 24. Yeah, you're gonna love that clip, Rob. Me and Fat Kid got wiped immediately when we died, or when we spawned, and then when we respawned back in, we died immediately. I think we lasted 60 seconds in a lobby in Red Sec. I never had anything like that happen. We decided to challenge golf course, and then we're like, okay, we'll drop somewhere remote by the lighthouse. No one's going to be here. Yeah, there was 3 teams there. Yeah, but this is what helped me, Eli, and then you can. Oh no, you're good, Eli. This is what's helped me. You know, just try to stay organized, right? I think. Can you talk a little bit the way you stay organized, Rob? You know, I don't know. This is what's worked for me. That stuff works for other people.
You mean like streaming and then like going back to get clips from it?
Yeah, like how do you break it down a little bit?
Yeah, so I used instant replay.
Okay.
So I have a shortcut which I've set up that takes like the last 90 seconds, and then it creates a clip from it.
Are you able to show it?
Yeah. Let me see here. Hold on.
What's up, Nurse Linz? Welcome to the chat. She said hi, Rob.
Linz?
Nurse Linz in the chat.
Oh, am I sharing? Oh, I'm not sharing it. What the heck? Entire screen. Hey, Linz, how you doing? Let's share. All right, can you see the screen?
1 second.
It's just showing my awesome homepage.
Man, you better keep that for the rest of your life.
All right, so my little slide over so I'm on a PC. I don't know what Eli is on.
Yeah.
So like I said, it might be different for different people, but so I have instant replay set up here, and I have it to save the last minute, last 90 seconds, right?
Yeah.
So all these clips that you're seeing up here is like things that I took in the last 90 seconds. And so all I have to do is just a quick keyboard shortcut, or I use my Stream Deck, and then it automatically saves it, and then it just saves it to a dedicated folder that I have for Battlefield 6, and then it just drops them in here. And then this is where I was talking about the whole pre-editing, is like, because like these are pretty big file sizes for just, you know, a minute or for 90 seconds.
Yeah.
So then I just go in there and I just trim them up, and so like, and then it just adds the word trim onto it or whatever. But That's just the way that I grab it. And then like from a streaming perspective, I haven't done it much in Battlefield, but this is where I was talking to James about is I'll go in and put chapters. I used to put chapters in like after every match of the stream. So it'd be like how many kills I got, how many revives or whatever. Or like if there's a cool moment, I'll call the chapter out. So there's a shortcut. So then that way, if I need to ever go back or someone else that's like watching the VOD, they can go back to the chapters and see like those key moments like with those chapters. But yeah, for me, grabbing clips is all based on instant replay.
That's awesome. I kind of do. I know sometimes I do the same thing for PlayStation. They kind of have the same thing. You know, you just click on the media button, save however far back you need to go. It saves it, and then you can link your YouTube to your PlayStation, and you can upload directly to there, or upload a file, or you can download it with like a thumb drive and then upload it that way too. It's a little. This is a way easier process than my process the way I used to be doing.
Yeah, and then going back a little bit to what you were sharing earlier from a data perspective,
Yeah.
right? This is my biggest one so far, and like I said, remember this was uploaded October 12th, but I'm still getting 150, 160 views on it every day.
Dude, that's awesome.
But like this doesn't have that instant spike or plateau. It has like this is more of that what some people have called or that I've researched or called like this, but this has more of that trust factor, right? And so it's just been kind of constant. But you know, and then like the engagement on it has been, you know, pretty good. Like look, almost 88% of people stayed to watch it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that's like, um, yeah, most of my demographic is 25 to 35. But yeah, what was there another question?
Let's see. So we talked
Lens,
about.
this is more of a podcast stream, Lens. We're trying this out, seeing how this goes.
Yeah, just trying to help people grow their stuff. We talked about. Okay, here's a good question for you. Do you think it's better to do things scripted or off the cuff? Like, can you dive into that a little bit?
Um, see, scripted. So, I mean, most of my stuff is kind of like what off the cuff, right? I mean, it's because I mean we're doing like the video gameplay stuff, so it is off the cuff. The only thing that comes like from scripting my kind of stuff has been how I'm stitching something together, or how I'm creating that video, or how I'm creating the short. Because then there's some clips that I come across. I'm like, hey, this is a good clip, and then like at the moment I might not know anything to do with it, but then later on I'm like I'll get inspired, you know, either by a text that I want to put with it, or I see like you know, maybe some cool transition I want to do with it or something. Like I'll get inspired later, but I'll come back to it. So like for me, most of my stuff is off the cuff, unless I'm putting some kind of a story thing together.
I like it. You know, it just depends what it is, right?
Yeah, I mean, like what was it, the one that's on your screen right now, The Last of Us, right? That short, as soon as it happened in the game, I immediately knew like that was going to be a clip, but I didn't know. Oh, that's not the one. What'd you
Oh,
click
sorry.
on?
No, I've gone to your Last of Us clip.
Oh, I said Last of Us. Yeah.
Yeah, it was this one.
Yeah, like when that happened the other day in Red Stack, like I knew this moment was going to be there, because I mean honestly, like all I heard was footsteps, and I just reacted. and then like the random I was with, he's like holy shit, man, you know, like whatever, you saved us or something. And I was like, I got you, you know. And then I didn't know what I was gonna do with it until I saw like an audio video for the HBO trailer for The Last of Us, and I was like, bro, that's gonna be a good title. in some form or fashion, that's going to be a good title for that clip, right?
Yeah.
Because it was just me and him. So like to me, like I said, that it was more off the cuff. But then like when I was inspired by something else, then it became scripted because I'm like, okay, then now it's like, okay, I know the general title, the general description this is going to be. Like, how am I going to edit this video to have that cinematic feel, moment, etc. Then at that moment, then all the foundation of laying out that this short became scripted after that. But at that moment, it was completely off the cuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it makes sense. I mean, that's what's kind of cool, right? You know, you can, when it comes to editing, you can kind of decide, okay, like you get a live reaction from someone, hey man, you probably don't need to script that, or it's like, hey, sometimes you need to script it a little bit, and that's where you can. That's the art form, right? You can play around with stuff, and I know I've done scripted
Yeah,
stuff, you know, and see, hey, what works
yeah,
for you, right?
exactly. And go back to the shorts page. And
Yeah.
I think like for us, like since we've been playing around with memes, go to the scroll down more until you see like a cat one. And keep going, keep going, keep going.
Oh,
Not
not that
that.
one. Oh, that one's funny too.
Not that one.
Here, I got you.
Yeah. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one's good. Keep going, keep going, keep going. It'll be after the chickens. Keep going. Not the dancing one. The RPG one on the left. The one that says direct hits.
Yep.
That one. Like that one. What did you click on, bro? I don't think you click on. You didn't click on the right one.
Oh,
There's no cat in that one. But anyways, when
I
you find
swear I
it,
clicked on the right one. This one, right? When direct
yes,
hit. Oh, I know what I clicked on. There you go.
yeah, like this one,
Yeah.
like this one, like when that clip happened, like I had the same reaction as the cat. I was like that same reaction, but then I was like, okay, well, how can I make it good that people are gonna want to click on this? And so I just personified myself as that cat having that same reaction. So then all my metadata stuff, the title, the description, all that stuff was around this cat having that reaction. But then, but it was the same thing that I had at that moment.
Yeah.
But then, it's like anything with cats, pretty much you do in a video, it's like it's gonna get some clicks, so
Yeah. I know, and that's the thing too. It's like you can tweak stuff where it's your content, but also see, you know, we talked about what's popular, right? You don't want to just post something like, I don't know, like I think it's cool to like kind of do what's popular. Like I did like a John Hamm meme, you know, the one where he's dancing, but you don't want to just put that too much or too often because now it's just going to get, you know, buried with the rest of the flood of the John Hamm meme, right?
yeah, 100%. Yeah, then it's gonna be like, okay, because then if you do it, it's like, okay, well, how does it want to relate back? Like, are you putting gaming contextual information around it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or not? I don't know. Like I played around with some things, and that's the whole. I mean, to me, that's the fun of the process, right? I was like, I mean, I've played with like creating like AI characters, dancing to, like the Friday Now song or whatever it is. Like, I mean, I was like, okay, let me just try it. Let me just see if I can learn how to do it or use a tool to do it. But I think people just should just have fun with it and just learn. And then, if it doesn't work out or if it's not the right thing for your thing, cool. You did it once or twice, move on.
Yeah. And again, that's where you just have to study and learn, right? Like, hey, this worked, this didn't. Let's roll.
Yeah, I mean, like this one worked, but I'm like, okay, but I don't want my whole channel to be about cats, I mean, like, yeah, like right after this one, I think I did another one of cat, but then like I waited a while, right, before I did a third one. Like, yeah, I did the sniper one, right, but then this one, I'm like, okay, well, how can I add the words because this cat talking about this cat, you know what I mean? And then because originally I wanted to do the Taken thing, but I was like, can I make it funnier somehow?
Yeah.
But then I saw these guys pop up on my thing. But this is when this is when here was when I was playing with CapCut, So CapCut has all those templates or things that you can kind of like throw your stuff into and just kind of see what happens. But like I said, I was willing to try CapCut and see like another editing tool and see what happens. But like I said, and it ended up like, like it's not a right tool for me. It might be a tool for someone else.
Hey, don't rip on CapCut, Rob. That's actually.
I'm saying it might.
No, I'm messing.
It's a good tool.
That's actually what I
Yeah, I
use a
mean,
lot, and I'm comfortable with it. But now I'm at the point where it's like, okay, like it's good for certain things, right? It's really good for the memes I'm noticing. But now I'm like,
yeah,
okay, how can
100%.
I? It's limited sometimes though. There's certain things you can't do with it. There's certain layovers I can't really do with it that I want to do.
Yeah,
So now I'm kind of like, ooh, like I saw you using DaVinci, like maybe I try that out,
yeah,
like just to get a better tool.
yeah.
How'd you know that
Well,
guy was there, by the way?
oh, because he just killed me.
Oh, he
Because he had
did.
just killed me, and
Yeah, you could. Oh, you could see it.
and
Okay.
I couldn't find out where he was from, and
Man, I
boom,
was
yeah,
about to make a hacking accusation for a second. Let's see.
yeah,
Did anyone say hacker? Let's see. Well, I'm just double checking. Let's see. Yep. LFG. Yeah. Where's my hacker comment?
yeah, ain't nobody saying nothing.
Wait, really? You sure
Um,
about that?
that's right. That's right. Um,
I got you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm
So,
hoping to
someone had to
do
say
a
hacker.
I'm hoping to do a sniper RPG montage because I love hitting snipers with RPGs because they just think they're out there. So.
Yeah, it's so satisfying. I mean, that's the
But
cool
yeah, like
part.
I mean, to your point about CapCut, right? Yeah, it has like those meme stuff already preloaded. But then I'm like, okay, well, then I learned, okay, well, how can I drop a green screen into DaVinci and use it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I didn't like I couldn't figure out in CapCut, like with their templates, how I could like squeeze the space down without distorting it to do like the square format that I need. I couldn't figure it out. So
Yeah.
then I was like, okay, fine. I can't figure your tool out. It's a little too hard for me. I'm just dumb, I guess. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to take green screen and go to DaVinci. And then what did I do? How to remove the green screen in DaVinci Resolve. And then someone showed me how to do it in like 10 seconds. Boom, learned it. Now I can do it all in DaVinci Resolve. Make my and I can size those guys. I can, do whatever easier now.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Now I'm kind of sitting here like just showing off CapCut for the guys really quick. I mean, yeah, you're kind of like this was the other one I did the other day, but you're kind of limited, right? Because you have to upload the data. You kind of have to find out. I was able to I was playing around with this for a while. Where I was like, oh, maybe I'll try to do something like that, and then you can kind of, you can remove the background, but then you see it gets kind of blurry, and then you can cut it. So you are kind of like sometimes you're a little bit limited, right? You have to find a good clip. What's going to look good, and then how do you fit it, on this square where it's going to look, it's going to go with what you're trying to do. That's kind of interesting.
Any other questions in your chat?
All right, let's see. My chat.
Any questions in my chat? Anybody?
Let's see. I got nothing.
What we're here for.
All right, here. I got another one for you. You need to do DaVinci classes. I'm still a noob. That's what one hander
DaVinci classes.
Hey, I'd tune into that if I want to try it out. Rob, you down?
Yeah, I mean, like someone else mentioned it before. I mean, like I said, I mean, if we want to take something, like I'll show from like, hey, I'm taking this raw clip and we're gonna edit it, and then I can do like, hey, this is how we're gonna slow mo this part. This is how we're gonna cut this audio. This is how we're gonna find a beat that hits like the cinematic moment. I mean, I can show all that. I mean, people are wanting to see it.
I mean, that'd be cool because, I mean, that's what's hard too sometimes, right? You're like, cool. Hey, Rob, I got DaVinci. Now what? And then
Yeah,
you kind of have to branch out on your own, and then, you have to do a lot of research.
And like I said, I mean, like I showed a little bit, but like if anybody's messing with DaVinci, I mean, their platform is free. They do have a paid version, but I mean, I've been utilizing the free one, and there's a lot of powerful tools that are already in there. So,
No, that's a good point. Yeah, so I might have to try this out. I might have to venture out a little bit off the unbeaten path.
Yeah, I mean, I've almost been using it for, almost a year. I use DaVinci, but still don't know what I'm doing. Okay, one-hander. Yeah, let me know if that's something you're into. Like I said, I can show you kind of just the basics. And then, like I said, once you just learn the quick basics down, and then then you can kind of like add layers on top of it. Definitely the one reason I chose DaVinci, um, even I mean I do have Adobe Premiere, but like that one's a paid one. But the one thing I learned why I use DaVinci Resolve is because I wanted to control the quality output, right? Because DaVinci, like once you output in DaVinci, you can output it as almost raw as you want to, and then let YouTube compress it down with their algorithm, right? So because like what I've seen with CapCut and those other ones is those platforms are, you can tweak them, but like it almost seems like they have like a pre-built compression algorithm, and then you're recompressing it into YouTube again. So it's being compressed twice. You know what I mean?
He said, I don't know how to make thumbs on it. I can't tell if that's a joke
Your
or not.
thumbnails?
Or thumbnails?
Um, so I mean for mine, like once I upload my video or short into, so you can either do it one or two ways. Like if you're looking for like a real custom thumbnail and you want it to be embedded into your video, then you need to like put it in there at the very beginning as an image for like a few seconds. But you can also upload thumbnails into YouTube already and just let it be a separate from the video itself. Or what I've done instead of doing it separately as well, I mean, especially from shorts, is I already have a look that I want and I have like the wording and stuff, etc. Then I go into YouTube and I freeze it on that moment in YouTube and I make that little portion my thumbnail.
What's up, Arc Highlight? Welcome to the
Hey,
chat.
hey, Art, welcome in. Welcome into our podcast, I guess.
Yeah, DaVinci's got a
Yeah,
lot of cool stuff.
one-hander. Just let me know because I mean, if you're talking about the shorts, on shorts, you're basically having to stop it at a moment in your video upload to make that your thumbnail.
All right, next question for you. What are your thoughts on using a human voice versus the AI voice?
Well, I mean, there's already tools out there. You're not going to know the difference pretty soon.
That's
So,
kind of creepy.
yeah. So I haven't messed with it yet. One is something that I'm looking into, and the only reason I started looking into it because I found this other streamer that's been doing like Battlefield news, and then I was listening to him, listening, and for a while I'm pretty convinced it's an AI one now, but yeah, I mean I might be wrong. But I was listening to him for a while, and I was like, just the tone and inflection, it became over time exactly the same, if you will.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna point him out either if you're trying to get that.
Oh
Uh,
man. No, it's all good.
but and then I actually put a comment in there, no response, obviously, and because I put, hey, are you using an AI voice? Because like he's cranking out this new stuff, and like there was just no inflection and stuff in there. But there are a couple of tools that I've come across. I haven't tested it yet, even though I've already paid for it. But you have to upload 30 minutes of you talking, and then like I have created kind of a script for myself, like, hey, like normal tone, excitement, blah blah blah, and like to do a voiceover readout of it. But you upload like 30 minutes of that audio, and
Wow.
the AI tool creates it's your own voice, but it's an AI voice that now you can just type a script that you want and do your own voice on it. So I don't know like how that's going to turn out, but it
Interesting.
is a tool that I'm looking into.
Yeah, keep me posted on that, Rob. That'd be kind of
Yeah,
interesting.
I've just been having Gronk make your thumbnails. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like if you're looking for graphical thumbnails, yeah, you can talk to James about that because I just use what's in my video as my thumbnails for my shorts. But when it comes down to like the ones that we did today, yeah, those were AI generated ones. Even my live stream one, technically, even my live stream thumbnails are created by AI, but I've created it in a way where I'm taking layers of different ones and making it in Photoshop and finalizing it. So if you look at my, I think I shared it with you, James, like my next upcoming stream ones and my other live ones recently.
Yeah.
Those were all done in Photoshop with multiple layers.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the orange one right there. I mean, that's the only way I could get like the texture of the text and everything. Even like my quote unquote graffiti signature that's there. It's a graffiti of Big Shot Rob that's on there now as like kind of a signing. And someone else asked me about my thumbnails, and I said, well, I'm doing all my thumbnails as if I would do like a mini poster. So
see, and that's what's kind of cool, right? They're catchy,
Yeah, and these were all inspired by late 90s graffiti skateboarder artists. So and then and of course I can't, like, for copyright issues you can't do like the exact same style or whatever on all that. So like I've had to gone in and work with the prompt, work with the Photoshop, etc., to kind of like make my own from it.
Yeah.
Who else is asking? You do vertical? Yes, Arc, I do. If he's asking me.
Yeah, I think so. You doing?
Yeah. See, but the thing is like, see, like these, like these are all kind of cool, but then it's like everyone's gonna have similar ones,
Yeah. So I mean,
like this is really cool, but like it's not. Like that, like that plane isn't in Battlefield, for instance, right?
Yeah.
And then like you look at this, the tank is plugged, the one on the left.
Yeah, so that's what I kind of, so like let's say I'm gonna stream tonight, right? So I just created this one. I'll actually use Canva, and you could touch things up on it, right? It just kind of gives me a general layout. What's up, Jules? It just gives you like a general layout. Okay, this kind of gets my ideas going. I'll take this. I can kind of edit my logo over this. Like I kind of I like to do that. Let's see. Go back to my stream.
Yeah, but even in our thumbnails, right? When you shared your thumbnail that you created with me,
yeah,
I was like, cool, but I don't want to use the same graphic as you.
Yeah.
So then like I already have an AI prompt for my graffiti poster style. So I was like, hey, apply my graffiti poster style to this thumbnail, whatever, and then it created my version.
Yeah. So and that's what's unique too. It's like you want to have something that kind of like caters to what you're doing, right? You play around with it. Like I'm just learning. Like tonight was the first time I did a scheduled live stream, right? So it's like I'm learning how to do that. Rob is like, oh, it's easy to do. It's like, cool. I don't know how to do it. I usually just click the button, I go live, right? But now it's like, okay, how much better would this screen look if I had a thumbnail like this on each one? Kind of like Rob's a little bit.
But you can go back and do it.
Yeah. So, but now it's more homework for me. Thanks, Rob. But it kind of gives you a cool, it gives you a good idea. It's like my videos, been trying to get better at it. So like those two were AI generated, and I just kind of was like, dude, but this is a great point, right? So I just created that image. Look how similar those look to what it just made.
Like 100%.
Yeah, it's like they're, it's just gonna look the same. So I think that's where you kind of have to be careful with, using AI too much. But then,
can you go back to your prompt?
This one or whoops,
your AI prompt.
Yeah. So this is
go back up.
I just did this.
Right. So to me, this is my opinion, and willing to battle it out with everybody else. This is the problem. Like when people think about AI as a tool, this is the issue right here, in my opinion. It says create, you know what I mean, like create thumbnail for whatever, but Battlefield 6 for it. Like for me, you should see how long my prompt scripting is in order to create like a style that I'm looking for. Like 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 I can easily spend like an hour to like define like a certain style, and then I lock that in with Chat GPT saying, hey, now this is this style moving forward. Remember, like pull this prompt anytime that I'm saying create a thumbnail. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so so then that's why like from now on, all of my thumbnails for Battlefield 6 live is gonna have like the same similar look and feel. Like the contextual information in there is different. It's, you know, it's not really relevant whatever to the Battlefield 6 exactly, but like that's not because that's not the direction I wanted to go to. But like I said, like I took time to work and write a prompt and work with the AI to remember that prompt, and then so then I can move forward as part of my process to speed that up. And that goes with like any prompt scripting that you do. Don't, like, the issue that I have with the stigma of using of AI is this little part right here. It's like, you know, create me this, and then people walk away and then they just upload it and just call it a day, right? I'm like, well, you gave it no personalization to yourself. You know what I mean? You didn't give it any styling that you know want to have for your channel, etc. So that's why I'm like, I try to educate people on like why prompt scripting is good, important, and using AI as a tool like any other tool that's out there can like elevate your stuff and not make it, you know, look like anybody else, but like you can actually be, you know, proud of the stuff that you're kind of like outputting.
Yeah, because that's a great point. Because AI, so let's see the difference, right? So the more you put into AI, the more it's going to get back to you. It's going to be more specific. So just made this, you know, I'm trying to be more specific this time. It needs to be unique to my gaming channel, so it shows chaos, epic teammates, squad collabs with even funnier fails. It needs to be catchy, so viewers want to tune in. I'll be playing Battlefield 6 Red Sec with the fire closing in, so it has to be kind of crazy looking. No jets in the photo, only one tank, if any tanks added. No Apache helicopter. You know? So that's just an example. I could go on and on, but I just wanted to put something really quick.
Yeah. Yeah, and then like once you're going back and forth with Chat GPT in creating whatever image it is that you're doing, you know, like I upload like tons of inspiration reference images, you know what I mean?
Oh my
so
gosh.
that way like Chat GPT can see it and like, hey, here's all the reference images that I want you to be inspired by, but then I want you to keep going in this direction.
Someone in my chat said, yeah, James, put out. My bad, bro. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I'm kind of curious what this is gonna... Okay, here we go. But again, I can already tell this is very similar from what I did before, right? But it's kind of cool now, like, you know, because now I got a squad. You know, let's say I have Big Shot's Robo logo. I can edit his face in. I can put mine here. You know, like, look at the difference just because I was more specific.
Yeah, and then like I said, you can go from the styling. So like, you know, like reply back to that one and say, you know, I want to create this in a cartoon style with heavy outlines. You know what I mean? And then you're gonna start to see like the stuff that I have for the Call of Duty Red Bunnies, right? But you know, what's up, Mindful? Welcome in. You know, so I mean, like I said, it at the end of the day, like just figure out what style that you want, work with the tool, and once it gets to that point, then you can ask ChatGPT, hey, I want you to create me a prompt for this thumbnail style, and then like I used to copy it onto another document, James, that whole prompt.
Yeah.
So then because then that way, if ChatGPT like forgets it or loses it or whatever, I can have a thing, I can copy it back and paste it back in.
See, and that goes back to like these notes, right? Like, I won't show my Google folder because I got a bunch of stuff in there. But now I can sit here and go, okay, boom, here's my
Oh
prompt.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. What kind of pictures you got in your Google
man,
folder, huh?
it's more
Yeah,
work. It's more work stuff related.
yeah,
But these are some ideas. Like, I have notes in here. That's like a movie edit. Like, that's a non-copyrighted music that's in there. We could talk about that too. But you're putting stuff together, right? Where you're just like, okay, it gives you a better idea. Yeah, that's my Google Drive. I got nothing to hide here, Rob. I got nothing to hide. But like stream notes, like these are video ideas,
yeah,
right?
yeah. And
But
then,
it's
like
like
I said,
I
I
have
would,
this I have an idea for a short. This was a meme that came out for a while. Like, touch me again, you'll find out who I really am. I thought about doing that, but I think that phases out. How to series, I thought about a series, how to strategize and play Battlefield 6. I think I'm going to do a breakdown attachments, but you just want to have like notes like this because you might be sitting there and it's like, hey, gold might strike while you're sitting on the couch, watching TV with your
yeah,
wife, and you're going to be like, oh man, like,
yeah. And then, like, since you've been flying a lot lately, right?
trying to fly. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I'm saying, like, you're gonna see, like, this one reminds me. See, like that could be like someone's style, right? And then you just, like, remember that or whatever, and
Yeah.
you just kind of roll with it.
But I mean, how cool does that look, right? Like, this looks way better than trying to go realistic because AI is going to get there. I really believe it is. But how cool does this look? Like, no one's going to be like, "Oh, that tank looks fake." It's a cartoon, bro.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, exactly.
And
That's
then
what I'm saying. Like, my Red Bunny ones early on were, um, uh, these are all the streaming ones. But, like, yeah, I mean, like this one, I mean, if you scroll down a little bit further, because I started out with, yeah, like the first one I started out with was like the streaming one, like the guy, Red Bunny's watching the TV. So then the whole theme started being like, I was like, well, how funny is that? Like, he's watching TV, but it's for a live stream. But then, then I just started creating more of it. I was like, well, what if he's watching TV in the backyard? What if he's watching TV by the poolside? But I need him not to be in the red jumpsuit, so he's got to show off his white legs. You know what I mean? like those are all the little details. Like in that one photo, like I probably went through multiple of them. I was like, okay, he needs to be by the poolside, but I need you to add like a ducky next to him. He needs to be in flip flops. Like I went back and forth, and then like while he's cooking breakfast, he's watching TV. It's just you just pick a theme and just kind of like keep going with it.
I mean, now you kind of inspired me, to be honest. Like, this now hey, how am I gonna do mine now? So like, this is kind of cool. You kind of sit there and go, oh
Yeah, like figure out something that you want for your thing, right? Like it is, like, is James the gaming guy for your thumbnails you, or is he like a personification of you gaming? And like, you know what I mean? Like to me, I would just spit out ideas like, James gaming, is he gaming like, like my stuff, like, is he gaming in the kitchen? Is he gaming in the bedroom? Is he gaming on the toilet? I have a bunch of Red Bunny ones that are like that too. Like there's one I haven't showed yet, like he's on the toilet watching TV. You know what I mean? But it's like different ideas of like, how can I make it like fun, unique, or whatever, clicky.
see, and that's what you want, right? You want that uniqueness, so people are like, oh, I do want to click on this, right? So
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, at least like there's some like thought and work through iterations, and then like you come to a point where you're like, okay, now I can, like, once I get to something, I can do a theme and I can kind of roll with it.
yeah.
Like for you, like, since your headphones is like your signature thing, like, to me, I'm like, should I do James the Gaming Guy as the cartoon character in my thumbnails? But let me do like an crazy overemphasis, headphones on. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the direction I would push it.
Yeah.
Like you see like those people like at the baseball games, right? Sometimes like they like the cheese head, right? Or
Yeah.
the giant baseball caps that sits on top of their head. I'm imagining you with giant headphones that's like crazy ginormous on your head, in the pictures or something. Like that's just, I don't know. Like, and then it becomes your thing. Look at this guy. See what I'm saying? Like,
So hopefully that helps out, one-hander. I mean, this is what's kind of cool, right? Like, okay, sorry,
Like,
one
how
hand.
funny is that?
Okay, I'm
How funny
sorry.
is
I'm just
that?
gonna do this really quick. One-hander, please forgive
How
me for
funny
this.
is
So,
that?
like, can you do one for a
Y'all should do tech reviews.
streamer called
Of, like,
One-hander who only
tech
has
reviews?
one hand
You think so,
playing
Sly?
tech reviews for what though? What kind of tech we
I,
talking
I
here?
don't know. I don't know. Like, maybe like what we're using. I have no idea.
Yeah. See, but that's what's tough too with the audience. So like I was reading that, you know, right now it's like obviously you got a little bit more subscribers than me, but right now my audience is like used to me playing certain, you know, shooting games, right? So it's like if you start tweaking it when you first started out, it might throw your audience for a curveball, right?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
cause
you'd have to create a separate brand channel.
yeah, like because they would sit there
Yeah,
and go, well, wait, Rob, you're not playing Battlefield, you know?
yeah, 100%. Yeah. So like what you can do is like say you create a separate brand channel, you do that stuff, and then what you do on this channel is you make a playlist and then you link all those videos from the other channel onto it.
Oh my gosh, I hope you like that one-hander.
One hand, no problem.
No, that's actually pretty good, bro. I haven't seen you play it one-hander, but that's actually, yo, you might be.
The arm is
The
off to
arm
the
on the
side,
ground is
bro.
what gets me, bro. Like it's like, oh yeah, he's playing. Only got one hand. Boom.
But my problem is like, why is he sitting on the couch with his pants down?
See, and that's the
Uh,
thing about AI, right? Like you gotta be careful
but
because it probably
yeah,
took
but yes, it
this.
did. Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm saying like you have to make sure when you're doing the prompt writing is it's like, hey, I want to keep this exact style, but then like I describe the whole environment that it's in.
Yeah, so that's where you just have to be really careful and just double check because you could be in a rush to post a video and all of a sudden you're like, oh wow, I
Yeah,
just posted a dude on the couch with his pants down
yeah,
gaming.
yeah.
He said that's normal, so that's not a big deal. Okay, I'll send you that
Mhm.
one hander. Oh, dude, that's pretty funny. But it's cool. Like, I mean, we're living in an age, right, where you could use AI, you can make unique thumbnails. It's not like how it used to be, where you're sitting there like, you'd have to pay someone professionally who has all this device, and then you can download this, upload it, like, boom, there you go, one hander. Your pants are on now. Proud of you. But it's cool, right? Because then you could sit there and go, oh, like again, one hander. I haven't seen it. Like I could be like, oh my bad. He's black or he's Asian. Can you change it,
Oh, why you gotta be like that?
bro? I'm just giving an example. Just giving examples. He's Texas Asian. There you go. Is that better? But that's where you could tweak things, right? Like that's where you can just like, okay, cool. Like you just have to make sure you kind of the more you share with it, the better, because then you're kind of sitting here for a few minutes while it's making something. It's like, hey, if I told it before, it would have made it right the first time. Well, I got a side question for you, Rob. These are kind of like little quick hitters. Um, is there a rule of thumb for length of videos, the length of shorts? Can you dive into that a little bit? 'Cause I've dabbled between a little bit of both.
um,
Like, what are your thoughts on that?
depends on the context. In my experience, it depends on the context of what's in the short, right?
Yeah.
Um, so like the meme ones, right? That I just recently did. The sweet spot for those meme ones, I've come to find out, is like less than 10 seconds. Um, and then if it's like the kind of like the informational shorts or whatever, I've been trying to keep it at under 60 seconds,
Okay.
right? Like for like showcasing a weapon and then the build for that weapon. And then on average, the rest of it, I've been trying to keep my shorts at about 20 seconds. So it just kind of depends on the context of it. because what Gray said earlier to one-hander, it's like once you start having that drop off and they start to significantly drop off when you look at the data, then like, hey, this kind of context of this video needs to be shorter.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. So one thing, yeah, I agree with that completely. It just depends what it is. And kind of like we touched on earlier was like if you watch a short or a video and you want to scroll away, it probably needs more work. Like it probably needs to be trimmed, something needs to be changed on it, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like you gotta be your own worst critic when you are starting a YouTube channel. And like kind of with my next question being said, like, is it more important just to upload something daily, or is it more important to focus on the quality when first making your YouTube channel?
I would say be more at first. I would be more persistent. Like I would be just uploading,
Okay.
so that way you can learn. And what during this whole time while you're doing it, you really want to be focusing on, your process improvement throughout the whole thing, right? Like when you look at the whole end-to-end process of creating a short, trimming, cutting, editing, sound, music, metadata, all that stuff. Like you want to figure out like, okay, how can I fine tune this process to where I can one quickly do them, but then move on. And I think like once you do that, like yeah, quality at some parts like really matter, but like at the end of the day, like if the content is good enough, people are still gonna watch it, right? I mean,
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. I think like you kind of have to do almost trial and error, right? Like you kind of just have to keep going, and you'll learn. Like all of a sudden you'll get one where it's like, oh shoot, I got 102. Oh, you keep playing with it. I remember this was my first one that hit 1,000. I was like, oh, people like the memes, and that's kind of what I've been doing now and focusing on that. So it's like it's good, but then then you slowly learn like,
yeah,
okay, there's certain lengths and stuff that can do. I
yeah,
mean, I remember this meme video. Gosh, I spent 2 hours trying to figure out how to edit this guy in here, pause the video, line things up, and it took me such a long time just to get that right, the sound right, everything to line up, just to show a fail. And I was like, oh man, this is gonna kill it, right? And I got, I think it was like 600 views or something. No, 900. So but that's where you learn trial and error, right? Like you slowly get things going, you slowly keep, you know, elevating and stuff. Like this was my first one with 2,000. You get better and better.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, and there's other things that I'm learning too, like especially more recently is, um, it's like, like, like how important is it to have, like the text throughout the whole short? How important is it to, um, have the right kind of music, the right kind of tone to it, all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's like, to me, it's like if you can work on your process, then you can really have fun testing out all sorts of stuff.
Yep. No, absolutely. Well, I know we've been going for almost 3 hours now, Rob. I guess we'll leave it with this, like, and then we'll see if anyone has any questions. What would be the best advice? Like, I think we talked about a little bit. Just kind of wrap up. What would be the best advice you give, like a day one YouTuber? You run into someone on the street, they're like, "Oh shoot, you're Big Rob." They recognize you with your face. They recognize you with your face paint on, walking up and down the street.
Yeah, right.
I mean, hey, I want to start a YouTube channel. What would you tell them?
Yeah, I mean, I think same to, I think I told someone else, I said, just start. I
Yeah.
think that's the biggest thing. I was like, if you just start, just get over, like, and that goes for whatever phase that you're in. Like, just start, with your first video, just start with your first short. Like, you're going to just learn so much. It's progress chasing perfection, because you'll never be perfect, but you can work on your progress to chase it.
I love that. Can I cheat off you and copy that? No, I love that. I just like the persistent. Don't stop. Just keep going. Like
Yeah,
you're gonna get a
100%.
you're gonna get a fire going in you, and you're just gonna be like, dude, it's you know,
Yeah, and if
it's
you're
not
not,
easy,
and if you're
or
not
else everyone
enjoying
would
it,
do it. Yeah, that's a good point.
yeah, if you're not enjoying it, then either you really didn't want to do it in the first place, either your process is making you frustrated to where you're not enjoying it. There's something. If you're not enjoying some aspects of it, then somewhere down the line of process or the true thing that you're doing is not the right fit. I know like a couple of people that have pinged me in Discord individually. Like that's what I check on them. I follow up with them. I'm like, hey, making sure, are you still enjoying the process?
Yeah,
Even though you're having like technical issues, your computer's not working with it, you're doing the uploads on this or that or whatever. I'm like, great, but like, are you enjoying the process of like getting your clips, fixing your process of like saving your stuff in a same repository, going through the same process of creating your titles, your descriptions, your hashtags, your tags, your thumbnails. Like if you aren't, then something's broken in that path. And then if we address those moments in that path and it's still feeling frustrated for you, then it's not real. Like there's something else externally in this whole circle that's messing you up that we can't address.
no, I love it. I mean, that's what you gotta do. The other thing one hander kind of asks is like, this is the question everyone wants to know, right? Why is it I work on a video for 2 days and it's the best ever, and only gets one view, and then I make a slap together and smashes. I mean, that's the biggest mystery, right? You could spend a ton of time on stuff, and you think it's going to do really well, and then it doesn't. But
Yeah,
but also studying it too. It's like, okay, like what's been working well for your channel?
yeah.
What's your audience
But I would ask
watching?
him. I would
Yeah,
ask one hander though, like, are you talking about an actual video or are you talking about a short, right? Because for my videos, like I knew what right around what my averages were gonna be,
yeah,
and honestly that's why I stopped doing the montages, because like when I did the second one I was like, how are these not doing that well,
yeah,
and then like how are they only getting this much whatever, and like yeah, and to what Sly said, yeah, I mean like like checking like your title, your description, your hashtags, your tags package, making sure you chose the right game that's part of like what's being shown, all that stuff matters. But like if it's a video, it's like I don't know, like I haven't found the magic sauce of showing gameplay for videos that get a ton of views. And then I've gone to like those people that have like a lot of subs or whatever, and you look at their videos ratio volume of views to their shorts, like shorts just get a lot more views at the end of the day.
yeah. I mean, and that's where it goes back to what's your goal, right? Are you just trying to
What's
get
up, bro?
views on shorts, or you
Yeah.
trying to get content with like the subscribers? Because videos are going to be harder to hit because
Yeah.
you're trying to pull and hit a home run, versus a short
Mhm.
you're going to get like a nice little single, and
Yeah.
you're in the ballpark.
And one hander, like I mean, like if you have Discord, just search for me with my YouTube name and add me. But like I for your shorts, I can help you look at what's going on with your shorts, and we can make some changes, and then like we can do those changes, but you have to let them run for a little while to see like what's working and what's not working.
Yeah, that's a good point. And like, and that's the thing too. It's like, yeah, if you need help, or if anyone needs help, my Discord's the same. James the Gaming Guy. It's like, again, we're not experts, but hopefully this live stream kind of helped you guys. Like, as far as like kind of what we would just want to
But
be
I
inspiring. Like, don't give up,
Yeah,
keep
but I
going.
know but I know for like I said, I still firmly believe like on your shorts, your goal should be 1,000 views on your shorts. And if it's getting more, figure out what's working well and why it's getting more. If it's going less, you can figure out why it's not doing that well. And there's just a lot of factors that go in. But like I said, just hit me up and then we can kind of review it. Um, And then heck, if you really want to play a real test, like, upload me your video clip or something. If you're okay with it, I'll post it on my thing and I'll do my whole process to show and prove to you, like, hey, this will get 1,000 views.
Yeah. Like, that's a good point. I like. Can you do that with mine? Can you do that with mine and then tag me?
No.
Oh wow,
No.
wow! I see how it is. It's because he has one hand, huh? Is
That's
that
right.
why?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh
You
my
got
God.
two. You need to figure that shit out.
I'll chop one off. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Bad joke. I'm getting too much out of control. But yeah, I mean,
All right.
that's pretty much all we got. I don't know. Any other questions before we kind of sign off for the night? I think everyone's pretty wrapped up.
I got you. I got your one hander accepted, man.
Nice. I think that's everything.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, this was our first one. Just a highlight overview, just to get you guys' thoughts on it. And if you guys are find this helpful, interesting, you like the live interaction QA kind of thing, we've talked about like how, could it be possible for us to expand this, take it further, dive deeper into like, specific things like someone else mentioned about the video editing, like that could be a whole segment itself. If it's something that you guys are all interested in, you want to see more of, let us know. If we could bring on other people too as guests kind of thing. Like I said, we're not perfect, just here to help the community. We're not, looking for anything other than, helping each other, and that's it.
Yeah, and kind of piggybacking off Rob,
you'll get that face reveal when I get that face paint.
Man, I better.
How about you build? How about you give me send me one of those tactical vests so I can modify it, and I can use it for my whole setup. How about that?
I actually have one somewhere around here. It's probably in my closet or something. But yeah, piggybacking off Rob a little bit. If you guys, go back and watch the stream, we'll be checking the comments. If you do have questions, again, you can add either of us on Discord. Our names are the same. And hopefully this helped out. And then if you guys do want to hear more, again, we look at the comments, we look at the audience. Just let us know. It's like, hey, like we do need topic questions. If we did another one of these, we just we're talking about this, like going over things. So thanks everyone for tuning in. If you like it, I'm going to sound like every other streamer out there. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification chime echo.
Exactly. Did you just do a face thing toward the camera?
No, you didn't see that. Oh, shoot. He saw my face. It's not fair. I haven't seen yours yet. Jeez. Don't worry. Hold on. I'll pull up your face. Where is it? There it is.
Look at this guy.
Hold on. Again, ChatGPT. There you go. Better?
Look at that. How rude is that? How rude is that, guys?
He told me he was texting in Vietnamese. What do you want?
Jeez Louise. This is how not to use ChatGPT, guys.
Sorry guys, we're learning. I told you I'm not an expert.
Thanks, Jules. Appreciate it.
Thanks everyone for watching.
Thanks everyone. We're gonna sign out. 3 hours on. First time. We'll catch you on the next one.
Take care.